What's going on, guys? You guys who watch the podcast know that I'm a food guy and I love my snacks. So I'm also doing a transformation. I'm down about 11 pounds and I've been looking for things to snack on here and there. And one of the things I do is I do cereal mixed with protein powder. And I think somebody at Magic Spoon must have seen it because Magic Spoon, the cereal, reached out to me and said, hey, our cereal has protein infused in it. You should give it a shot. So I did. It actually tastes really good. And the macros line up for me pretty well too. So it's 14 grams of protein per serving, 4 grams of carbs, 140 calories. So I was like, okay, this works. The flavors are all good. They got cocoa, peanut butter, fruity, and frosted. There's other flavors, but those are the 4 flavors I got. They're actually very good, man. If you guys want to try them out, get the variety pack. They just got a variety pack of those 4 flavors, and you can try them out. They'll suit your diet. They kind of get you through those times when you're kind of sick of the chicken and rice. The cereal is not like other healthy cereals. Other healthy cereals you see in the organic section, they kind of like look like they're supposed to be good cereals, but they're not. You always end up being disappointed. Magic Spoon's a little bit different. And it's actually a little bit too good to be true. It's keto friendly, it's gluten free, it's grain free, it's soy free, and it's low carb. So click the link below, grab a variety pack and try it today. Be sure to use the promo code RBP5 and get $5 off. You can also go to the URL magicspoon.com/RBP5 and get the $5 off. Magic Spoon is so confident in their cereal that they have a happiness guarantee. If for any reason you guys don't like it, they will give you your money back, full stop, no questions asked. So click the link below, use the code RBP5 for your $5 off, or go to magicspoon.com, RBP5, get the $5 off. That way, guys, you will not be disappointed. It's a good way to get a little bit in your diet without feeling too guilty about anything and still nailing those macros.
We're good.
What are you eating?
Fish, rice, pineapple.
Fish and pineapple. I've never had that together. I did chicken and pineapple.
I put pineapple in fucking everything, man.
Is it for
helps with the digestion?
Is it for sexual reasons?
Sexual?
Yeah.
No, I don't put pineapple in my missus. I mean, I put it in all my food, not everything. Like I put it in one meal.
You don't know the pineapple? You don't know the pineapple story?
The flavor?
Yeah,
no,
the flavor.
I'm not gonna taste it. I don't give a shit. What are you doing with yours?
I'm just saying, if you eat those guys who don't know what we're talking about, apparently pineapple is supposed to make your cum taste sweeter, so that you're.
How's it taste, Fouad?
I've never had the pleasure of trying it myself.
Okay, so what have the reports been then?
I never actually had a report. This is what I hear. This is all I'm saying. This is the urban myth.
So this is what you hear. You hear,
no, that's not what I hear.
I tell you what you hear. You hear,
No.
No, wait. You hear, a Big Mac with extra bacon.
No. Apparently, saltier foods is supposed to make it taste worse and more bitter.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
No, I'm fucked then. I got a sore on everything.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're over salting all your food. Yeah. But maybe because you're eating the pineapple, it balances out. So yours just tastes like nothing.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just bland. It's just bland. Are you eating rice cakes? Was that rice cakes? What is that? A baguette?
Sourdough.
Oh, sourdough's the best. It literally is my favorite bread.
Yeah, I only fuck with sourdough.
I can't keep it in the house. I would buy because I would buy a loaf, and I would make these fried egg sandwiches with it, and then I would end up.
That's my last meal.
Yeah, but I would end up having it for like every meal because it tastes so good. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just not going to buy sourdough bread anymore.
No, Patrick had me last off season do kind of like 4 slices of toast and eggs at night.
Yeah.
So I just do fried egg and toast.
Yeah, if I'm in the off season, I'll throw a couple slices of cheese on there. If I'm not, but I want to have a little what?
I'm not a cheese guy.
You don't like cheese on your egg sandwich? Are you crazy?
Apparently.
Fried egg. Wait. Toasted sourdough bread, cheese, couple fried eggs, some ketchup, top piece of bread. Done.
Not the cheese over here though. It's fucking dog shit.
Yeah, well, you got to get good cheese. Obviously, it's not like
cheese here is like plastic.
Hey, I want to ask you something. Since we cover what's going on with the other guys? Are they coming or what?
Fuck them.
Did they forget? Is it just me and you today?
I don't care. Fuck them. I'm in good spirits. I can handle this. I can.
Yeah,
dude.
Shit before it's so funny. Before the before your show, man, that last episode we did, I'm like, I'm not talking to Ben anymore.
But you mean where I was dying, like literally dying? Because that was the Wednesday, and I went to hospital on the Thursday. So I was literally. Do you know when I called you? You know when I called you on Thursday, and you said, "Hey man, I think you should go to hospital." I was laying here, curled up in a ball, like rocking back and forth like a fucking maniac.
Yeah, no, I know, but that part because you were on your deathbed, and Guy was also like a few days out, and I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? And Brett was new. So Brett was kind of like not fully comfortable with the whole podcast. So I'm like, what was I thinking putting this crew together of two guys that are like so close to their fucking shows and a new guy? And so anyway, it's good to have you back to normal. Before we get into you winning a show and everything, I was just watching some shit on YouTube about UFC stuff. And so since the other guys aren't on, we can talk about UFC shit.
Yes, let's go.
Okay. It's more of a broad question. So Dustin Poirier came out and said that he wants to fight Nate Diaz. Right? Yeah, he said he's not confirmed to fight Oliveira, and he said he might want to fight Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then so Charles Oliveira came out and made a statement saying, I want to fight for the belt, and people want to fight for the money, and everybody's got different reasons for fighting, and blah, blah, blah. So my question is, do we live in a day and age where fucking people would like, is the belt being devalued now because people like would rather fight Connor or Nate and make fucking bucks?
It's the money. Well,
yeah, I don't blame them, but I'm just saying, like,
it's wherever the money fight is, whether that's the title fight or not. That's where they're going. Like, they're even talking about Cyril Gane versus John Jones now, rather than Ngannou, because it's a potentially bigger money fight for him.
But is that a failure of the UFC though? Like, should they not make? Maybe they should increase the prices for. Maybe they should increase the pay for being a champion.
I think the champions get paid very well anyway. I think it's the middle guys that aren't getting paid correctly.
No, I know that, but I'm saying, like, take for example the Poirier Oliveira fight.
Yeah.
If the UFC came out and said, look, from now on, if you win a belt, you get this crazy salary, right? Then people might not want to chase the money fight. Maybe people will go back to chasing the title.
Well, I understand, but I think they already do that. It's just when these obscure matches come up, like the BMF title and these obscure, they are superseding that out, and it's out of the UFC's hands.
Yeah.
Like, they can't control the fan interest in Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor, which there's no title on the line, but would be the biggest fight, period. You know?
Yeah. Do you think it's a problem for the UFC? Like, do you think it's bad for the sport that guys aren't more hungry to chase the title?
Yeah, I prefer it from a purist point of view when you've got the next guy fighting the guy, you know.
I like it when the guy fights for the title and then does whatever he wants. You know what I mean? Like, let's say he earns
it, and then he can do whatever he wants.
Like let's say Dustin Poirier fought Oliveira and got the title, and then he was like, okay, I don't want to fight Chandler or whoever. I want to fight Nate Diaz, or I want to fight Connor again. Or I feel like after you have the title, then you should have the prerogative to do that. But then you're also holding up the division. So I don't know how that works.
Yeah, be prepared to lose to have it stripped then, right?
Yeah. That's.
I think you have to defend. I think you have to defend twice. It should be like, unless there's an injury, it should be twice a year. You know.
Yeah.
If you're not,
I just wonder about the sport itself. I'm like, I wonder if it hurts it hurts the sport in some way if the top contender is like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to fight for the title. I'm like, it's kind of nonchalant about it too. It's weird, you know?
I think it hurts the sport in terms of the sport itself, but I think it doesn't. I think all the other matches and these one-offs are better for the sport in terms of audience and viewership. You know,
Well, yeah,
like my dad doesn't know who 95% of the roster are, but he knows who Conor McGregor is. You know,
yeah,
Conor,
I agree. Yeah,
and Conor McGregor hasn't been a champion in what, 4 years now.
yeah. I
You
mean,
know?
it's definitely good for the sport in that sense that it draws more eyeballs.
Yeah, which is getting more money for everybody, right?
Yeah.
So
1 sec, Nathan just got back to me.
Nathan Diaz.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine if you had Nate Diaz on it.
Oh, I think this is
that
my
would
fault.
be the worst. Oh, you fucked up times, didn't you?
I forgot to actually put a time. I just assumed that everybody knew it was noon because we're always on at noon.
So who are you missing? Nathan and James. Oh, that's the dream team there.
Yeah, I don't know. They both said they were in. Okay. Sorry, everybody listening for the dead air. I'm trying to just figure this out here.
Should I do a monologue or something?
Yeah, just talk about whatever.
Just riff.
You know what? Actually, while we're waiting, how did it feel to win your show? I haven't talked to you, but we haven't talked about it. I mean, we've talked about it, but we haven't talked about it.
Yeah. That was a whirlwind, man. You know what was odd about it? I didn't really process the fact that I was out of the show when I was in hospital because it was a case of like, fuck, like fix me, you know?
Yeah.
So I wasn't worried about, oh, this sucks. There's no disappointment. It was just a case of like, you need to fix this shit. And obviously I ate like a fucking arsehole in hospital.
I told you not to do that. You lied to me. You're like, oh, I only had one meal.
I did. That was on the first day. And then the second day, I was after I spoke to you. Then the wheels came off because then Denise brought in the food. At that point, I then resigned to I wasn't competing, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, so I'm all the way out now. Denise bought me like this big fucking cooler of like chicken and beef and rice. So I was eating a meal of whatever I could fit in the bowl every hour, and then I was ordering DoorDash every other hour, and I was just alternating between the two.
Yeah.
But it was weird, like, and it's actually, you know what, it was Hostile's fault or your fault that I stayed in shape, kind of, because on the Monday, because I had the photo shoot on Friday, right?
Yeah.
So I actually kind of went back on, when I got home, I went kind of back on diet, and then I woke up Thursday morning and we were literally loading the truck because Denise was working the tan down in Houston. And I took a check-in video for Patrick, and I didn't look terrible. I mean, I was down to 253, I think. And I showed it to Denise. I said, look, I don't care if I win or lose or come last. Look at the video and tell me if I look better than when I got on stage last year.
Yeah.
And she said, you don't look as good as you did last week, obviously. But she said, you look way better than last year. I went, fuck it, that's all I care about. As long as I look better than last year, I just spent the last 20 weeks and nearly fucking put my trunks in, put tan on me. I won't like do anything funky. I'll just walk on stage, and as long as I look better, I'll shut it down after that.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happened. And then we kind of got a little excited. We started manipulating sodium. So I got in the car and I just started pounding water, like fucking guzzling, which was like a 6-hour journey turned into like an 8-hour trip because I was stopping every 20 minutes to piss. Yeah. But we bumped my sodium through the roof, put my water through the roof on the Thursday and the Friday, and then basically just tapered water down over Friday night. So I just kept peeing and drying out, and I looked good enough to win, apparently. So it turned into something pretty cool. And then when I got off stage is so I won the overall, then got off stage. And that picture I have where I'm hugging Denise.
Yeah.
like, which is the best picture I've ever, like, I love that picture so much. Just like, I'm gonna have that framed and mounted. But I literally broke, I told you this, I think. I literally went into her shoulder, and then I just started sobbing, like ugly fucking crying,
like
to the point, to the point where I was like hyperventilating. I actually had to lay down. I was like, the girls were like fanning me down for like 10-15 minutes. I was pouring sweat. It was just like a culmination, I think, because I hadn't dealt with I'm out of the show and I've let everyone down. I hadn't even thought about that. And then I walked off stage, and then the realization of what I'd just done, plus it all just fucking hit me.
I don't think people understand that. So for a lot of people watching, sorry, before we go on, hi Nathan, how are you?
Hey, goody, not too bad, not too bad. Just fucking got in now from your photo shoot.
That's good. I hope it went well.
Yeah, not too good. I make shit look good, you know. Make shit look good.
So, anyways, I don't think people realize. So a lot of people would be like, "Well, it's not the Arnold, it's not the Olympia. Why were you crying?" But I think once you've been through so much shit, it doesn't matter how big or small the show is.
Yeah.
Because like even though you tell people, I don't think people understand the amount of suffering and shit you went, like 1,500 calories a day, and then being sick for 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and then being in the hospital, and then getting out, and then all of a sudden getting on stage. It's just a lot of fucking emotional shit.
Yeah, and I'd put Denise through hell for a year, basically. I went, and she'll tell you, like, on the surface, we have like this very functional, happy family.
Yeah.
Fuck, that girl put up with so much shit with just me being selfish. You know,
Yeah,
well, not like actual shit. We didn't argue. She just put up with me doing what I needed to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I went into the hospital, I didn't think about this at the time, but when I got off stage, I was like, God, it nearly wasn't worth any of it. Like there was nearly nothing to show for it, right?
What do you mean? Why? I thought it was worth it because you won.
No, I'm saying it nearly wasn't.
Nearly wasn't. Yeah. Had you not?
It nearly wasn't. It nearly was just a complete fucking waste of time in a way, because there was no end result.
No finish.
I got to a week out and then pulled out.
Yeah, yeah.
And so the fact that when I hugged her, and I was kind of like, it was worth it.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I went, it was worth it, I just fucking lost it. Like, because I've neglected my son, I've neglected her, not terribly, but just if I wasn't competing, I would have been much more present, you know?
You know, that feeling of elation, I think you can't get unless, like Nathan, you went through it on stage. You have that picture of you crying on stage.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody, because I used to have those moments. For me, it would usually happen after prejudging. I would get back to my room after prejudging, and it would just be like this release of fucking emotions. But I don't think you can get that feeling unless you've put everything on the line. Like, you have to put it all on the line for a certain amount of time or a certain amount of weeks or months or whatever before you can actually understand what Ben's talking about or what Nathan went through or whatever.
You know, I think I might have said this to you. I certainly said it to Denise. And I'm an average amateur bodybuilder, right? But I said to her, I think right at the start, I said, I'm treating this like it's an Olympia for me. It's my Olympia.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I had Patrick was the first time we were doing the show, so I felt like I had to validate him as I had to prove a point. I was trying to, show that if you really locked in, even with shitty genetics like mine, you can make good progress.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was determined that, hey, like, there's people watching, there's people invested in this. Don't half-ass it. Go fucking all the way, or don't bother. Yeah. And so I treated it like that. And so that's what was so tough at the end. And that's where I think I had that, like you're talking about, where you're so invested in it. It means so much. And it might seem silly because it was just a regional show or whatever, but fuck, to me, I'd pinned the last 10 months. That was my only thought from when I woke up to when I went to bed. That was just all I was focused on. And everything else came second.
I've had this conversation with other people. I used to have friends that would look at other people competing, of like my other friends that were still amateurs, and they would say, why is that guy trying so hard? It's not like it's the fucking Olympia. It's just a local show. And I'm like, I would always tell people, it doesn't really matter if it's your first show or if it's the fucking Olympia. I mean, obviously there's difference as a pro because there's money and things like that come with it. But as far as like the effort that's put in to actually get on stage, if you're going all in, There's no difference if it's your first show or your last show, or like you're a pro or an amateur. You're still putting that same effort. Nathan, why the tears? What did you go through that made you bust out crying?
No, but just for me, it meant a lot because people always said, you know, I'd never beat Roelly. I'd always be number 2 or number 3 in oxygen. And, you know, my kids weren't there to watch it, which was upsetting for myself. But I believe, you know, even if, like, for me, even Roelly was a lot better than he was in Chicago, right? The lighting didn't do no one no justice. And, you know, I was telling everyone, the lads and girls who came to watch, that, look, he's in shape, he's good, and whatnot. And they're like, don't estimate yourself. And for me, like, you know, you got to give someone credit where credit's due. He looked good. But for me, you know, it meant a lot because I beat him for the first time. I knew other shows that beat him, you know, prior to that. I know I beat him, but, you know, it is what it is. And I didn't get the result that I deserved. But in my heart of hearts, I knew then time to beat him. But for me to be credited meant a lot. And then obviously people say to me, look, it wasn't even close. You know, it was people who didn't know bodybuilding was like, oh, it was close. Yeah. People who knew bodybuilding, who was there to look, it was a whitewash. It was, you know, it was night and day. Yeah. And then when I seen the scorecard to get straight first, it meant a lot, mate, you know. And I don't know how you feel it, because even though my training partner's my friend and I wanted to beat him more than I wanted to beat anyone, really, just to prove a point, because, you know, he's almost like a living legend. He's like the freak, the beast, you know. And to me, I wanted to prove a point that I could match that. And I'd done it. And I thought, like, I've done this. And then backstage, you know, 99% of the competitors said I've won it. And you know yourself, I always think I'm small, and you always think you're small, and you see someone else and you're like, fucking hell, he's massive. Look at his striations, and you're sitting there warming up, and you're like, oh, I feel like a fucking child, you know. And everyone backstage like, look, you're big, you've won it, and you don't believe in yourself. Even though I'm a cocky cunt and I'm arrogant sometimes online and stuff, and I'm always up for a bit of banter, I'm like everyone else, mate. I don't believe in myself sometimes, you know. I'm always worried, I'm always naive how I look. And I didn't think I won it. And then when I got, you know, on stage, and people were like, it's over. There's no point even doing a nighttime show. For me, that meant a lot. And it just took a massive, massive weight off my shoulders to know that, look, I've done it after everyone is, you know, giving me shit online so they can't do it and this and that. And for me, mate, I've done it. So I proved a lot of people wrong. People who I, you know, personally, who I wanted to prove wrong, they know who they are. I've wanted to prove them wrong so bad. And I've done that, mate. And that to me just meant a fucking hell of a lot. And to get that weight lifted off my shoulders, to be under someone else's shadow, basically, you know. And I was tired of being in someone else's shadow. I was tired of it, mate. And now I believe that, you know, I'm the front runner in oxygen, and people now need to believe and trust in what I can do. So it's like a weight lifted off me. Even before that, I was shit myself, mate. I was literally fucking shit myself. The first time in any show I've ever done, I was literally shit myself. I wanted a fucking glass of vodka and a fucking stripe of Charlie or something, cocaine, whatever you want to call it. Just wanted something to fucking take my nerves away, basically. It was like, you know, just watching the amateurs, because I haven't competed for 2 years, and I got butterflies. As everyone, like, it's weird. I got butterflies in my stomach watching amateurs on stage. Yeah. And like, it gave me that like adrenaline to be like, fucking hell, this one I'm made to do. Do you know what I mean? And for me to have them butterflies after, you know, being a pro for so many years, it just gave me a lot more momentum and a lot more belief in myself, you know? Yeah.
It's weird to hear you talk like this, because you're always the guy who doesn't give a fuck, right? You're like, I don't give a fuck. I eat whatever I want. I train whenever I want. But it's like, it's almost like deep down, you're just like the fucking rest of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
this time, mate, I was, you know, I wasn't nervous because I knew I'd seen Roelly, you know, and I've seen Brandon, I've seen the lads in oxygen. But when you're up there, it was like, for the first time, mate, I was actually fucking phased. You know, it was like, yeah. For me, it was unusual, because I never usually give a flying fuck, but this time, because I think I knew I could win him, it actually meant a lot, if that makes sense. Like,
I was just going to ask you, sorry, I want to interrupt you for a second. Do you think it's easier to not give a fuck when you're not at like the peak of where you're at. You know what I mean? Like when you're at the level where you're about to beat your idol or reach the top 6 at the Olympia or top 3 at the Olympia or whatever, do all of a sudden things change? Like maybe I do give a fuck. Maybe it is.
I think what it was as well, I had a lot of pressure on my shoulders this time around because, you know, Roelly didn't do too good at Chicago. And I think people were giving the gym a lot of shit. And I think I had to prove everyone wrong that the gym was still there and my coach was still good. And I wanted to do him well. For me, if I got beat, I wouldn't be asked. But I think it was for other people you wanted to win for as well, if that makes sense. Like, I wanted to win for them. Like, my partner wanted to win for him. My kids weren't there. You've seen Roelly beat me many times. And, you know, and just wanted people who believed in me for me to be able to do that. And that's where I think the relief come from when they actually won him. For me, like, he won me, so fucking what? Like, I don't give a fuck. But I think a lot of people's, you know, expectations on my shoulders because people had seen how I looked. And, you know, people have always said, you've won him this time. It's a turn of the guard. It's done, you know what I mean? And when people start saying that to you, you start, like, it puts pressure on you. But before that, mate, I've never had no pressure on my shoulders to beat him. Obviously, I had pressure to beat other people. And I didn't really care about other show because it's up people. When someone is so close to you and it means so much, you know, and, you know, everything we go through in Q8, living together, training together, and people always Roelly. No one's ever Nathan. Yeah. You know, I want it, but I'm not being up my own ass, but I want it to be Nathan. That makes sense.
Everybody does, man.
You know, and
that's what we work for. Yeah,
and for me, I think that's what the pressure where it was at. And then, you know, Ascar come backstage to me and said, look, it is what it is, you know. For me, ideally, I would love you to qualify, Roelly, and, you know, and Vlad. And I said to him, you know, what do you think? What do you think? He said, it doesn't matter what I think because we're all the same team. I was asking him, like, what do you think? You know, not to like say, Nathan, you've won it. Just like, what, like, you've got an eye. What do you think?
Well, he's your coach. You want to know what your coach thinks.
Yeah. And I knew he wouldn't say nothing because he said, look, you're good, you're big. And then there's a guy from England called Ian Chambers. You know, he was there. He's an old generation, but he's been around bodybuilding a long, long time. And he come backstage and Nathan, mate, like, it's a whitewash. Like, you've walked out on stage and that's it. And for someone to say that who's seen me, you know, come from a junior up to now, I then started to believe in myself. I got on stage. It wasn't arrogance on stage. I started to fight more, and people seemed like when he tried to step in front of me, he said, "Fuck that." I moved back, and for me, I was just don't know, mate, overwhelmed. I think when, you know, because seeing Roelly pissed, and I was overwhelmed that I actually got the nudge. You know what I mean? And the judge just said, "Look, we could not give it."
Was he pissed on stage, or like did you see him like pissed after backstage?
He was annoyed, mate. You know, he was annoyed. You could tell he was annoyed. I'd be annoyed if I lost to Roelly, you know. Everyone wants to win, but I don't know. I think.
Well, I was just gonna ask you, have you guys hung out? Have you seen him since? Like, what's the dynamic going to be like when you go back to O2? Like, what's that gonna? Is it all friends? Like, it's all cool? Like, what is that like?
Yeah, I think for me we're all cool because he's beat me several times and I've been cool with it.
Yeah,
I hope it's the same way around.
It's not, I don't think it's the same way around though.
No.
Well, because it's different when you're the top dog and then the younger guy comes up and kind of takes your place, because it's got to be more. It's the reason I'm saying that is it's got to be more hurtful as being the legend who's being taken out versus being the young guy who's being beat by the legend.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So, and it's also the second part of it is it might be signaling something to him that, you know, maybe he's getting older, maybe, you know, all those things. So it could be driving a lot of other emotions too.
Yeah. So, for me, I was the same. People said, you know, he walked off stage. I didn't focus. I was just too focused on in the time. People ask me, how did you feel when you won? I don't know, mate. Like, I was emotional, but I actually don't know how I felt. It's weird because, like, I know I beat him, but I didn't actually feel nothing. Like, it wasn't like, I've won yet. It's like, I could just breathe.
Yeah.
That, you know, I was like, fucking hell, like, it's over. And then, you know, we walked out seeing everyone else. I would feel like, I don't know, I'm just happy it's over.
Yeah.
And I'm happy I've got the nod. That's it. Like, I know now that I've got the nod against, you know, one of the freaks, and for people to say, you know, you were big, it means that like I stand next to the bigger guys rather than the guys who are more aesthetic, and you know, and going forward for the Olympia, to me, that's a massive thing, because we do have a Mr. Olympia who's a fucking monster, and we have guys who are big, you know, Ian, Akeem, and people said, look, you don't think you're not as big, but you are as big.
Yeah.
And for that, mate, and like, I'm always, for me, I think, okay, I'm always doing something right, so I'll just carry on, you know, and going, and until the big dance, mate, then I'll actually know where to stand.
So what's next? Like, the big question I think I'm getting from a lot of people is, can Nathan travel to the Olympia?
Yeah.
So you're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
So you're doing the Arnold UK. When's the Arnold UK again?
So the Arnold UK is
it's 2 weeks before, right?
1 week.
1 week before the Olympia.
So you're not doing that. So
right now, I don't. Ideally, travel restrictions, I'm gonna do it. You know, I would love to. Me personally, I would love to go Ohio, England, USA.
No, not Ohio. Well, no, I'm asking you. You right now, you're signed up for the Arnold UK.
Yeah, UK.
When is that? When is that in relation to the Olympics?
Hang on. Are you signed up for the Arnold USA then as well?
I could be. Who knows?
Can we just I just want to get one answer before we move on. Nathan's fucking around. All right. So the UK Arnold is 2 weeks before the Olympia, right?
1 week. 1 week.
And 1 week.
When is the USA Arnold? Is
week before that.
Oh, so that's 2 weeks before the Olympia.
Yeah.
So so you could potentially go, but then you can't go to the USA and then fly back to the UK and then fly back.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Not right now.
That's the problem we're having now. So the problem with it now is that as of now, I can't do the Arnold UK, because if I come back to England, I can't fly to USA. Because you've been in the UK within 14 days of going to the US.
That's right.
You can't go to the US unless you do a 7-day quarantine.
So your plan, without telling everybody, is to go to the USA and do the Arnold, and then the Olympia.
I was one of the first guys invited to Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my, you know, all good.
Are you going?
Everything being done, mate. You know, we've got the problem sorted with USA now, so we will be back in the States this year. That's 100%.
For 1 or 2 shows.
We're going to see what the travel restrictions say in the next 3 weeks.
Fuck, man, I'm gonna get my checkbook out again. Just do the Olympia. It's good enough, man. Just skip the Arnold.
Yeah, mate. So it's for me.
So I was thinking I pay you the bonus for this last show. I was going to pay you like $100 a week until it's paid off. How's that sound?
Hey, wait. Do you get bonuses for winning shows, Nathan?
No.
Because I fucking don't.
Well, depends on the show. Yeah, no, I'm happy for you guys, man. It's great. We had a good weekend. We had a good weekend for Hostile, and we had a great week for the podcast boys. Ian fucking won, and Guy retired with a bang. So it was it was an up and down. It was a hard week for me because I was dealing with other things that were fucking me up in my head, but I wanted to be happy for you guys at the same time. So it was a really up and down couple weeks. Yeah.
Can I just comment on the thing with Nathan's win?
Of course.
Just from my perspective. And just to confirm what he's already said, but it was nice to see, like, number one, it wasn't fucking close in my opinion. Like once you had everyone lined up, it was like, okay, who's second and third, right?
Yeah.
And then on from that, it was nice to see, because like you said, Nathan's the nonchalant, I don't give a fuck guy, right?
Yeah.
And it really connected with me, and I'm sure it connected with a bunch of other people that actually it does fucking matter. Like, because there's that when someone is so casual and nonchalant, you almost like can't relate to them, because you're like, fuck, this guy really doesn't give a shit and he's that good. Like,
yeah, it makes you mad. It makes you mad.
Yeah, you're like, God damn, this fucking guy, I hate this guy, he's a prick.
Yeah.
And then you see actually like He does fucking grind. He works. He does everything we do. He just doesn't bitch and moan about it and make it a big ordeal. He just has this different demeanor about him. But actually, it came through on stage, and I think that actually really humanized you, and I connected with that. And I'm sure like a bunch of other people really, it meant a lot to them as well. Also, it was cool to see, man.
Nathan cares as much as we do. He just does it with a little bit of swag.
Yeah,
He just fucking has his own little fucking twist to it to make it look make it look a little bit easier than the rest of us. I didn't really want to touch on this, but I will real quick, just because it's going around in the fucking bodybuilding world news. What do you guys think about? And actually, I'm interested to see what Ben. It's actually, this is really good that I got you both on, because I think Ben is a little bit more liberal leaning, and Nathan is definitely not. So it's going to be interesting, and I think I'm in the middle somewhere. So I'm gonna. Where do you guys fall in the Arnold situation with Redcon and Redcon pulling out of the Arnold and Arnold's comments and all that? And I don't really like talking politics on the show, so we'll keep it quick and brief. But I'm just curious.
Go on, Ben.
I'm okay with it all. I think he probably regrets what he said, or the way in which he said it. I think he probably regrets that. Yeah. I don't say I necessarily disagree with Redcon. I agree or disagree with their situation. Their decision. I understand it, especially knowing, and I've been like in that company, and I know their kind of standards and their ethos. Yeah, they are huge on like freedom is pretty much. If they weren't called Redcon 1, they'd be called Freedom 1. You know, that's them.
Yeah.
So it makes a massive amount of sense. I did hear they've redacted our athletes won't compete. I think they're allowing. They can't stop that. Yeah. So I think my understanding is they're just removing themselves from being associated, which I think the way they've done it is correct, right? And the way he finished it was with, he said, "I don't want to censor anybody." Yeah, and he can say what he wants, but we're allowed to disagree with that and remove ourselves from that equally. Yeah. So I think it was handled very well on their end. I think it wasn't handled very well initially by Arnold.
Yeah, I think his comments were, I think, well-meaning, but probably definitely fucking wrong phrases and the wrong way to put it. What do you think, Nathan?
Yeah, I'm just kind of I don't buy Redcon products, and I just didn't rate them. But just for the sake of what they've done, I'll put them in my gym. I believe it's for me as a person that I believe in my body, my choice. Yeah. And for him to say, fuck your freedom. Well, if that's the case, mate, I'm doing your show. You could put me last one. It is what it is. Yeah. But for you to say that after everything what America's they give you freedom. You were in a shithole of a country, and now you're a multi-millionaire. If it weren't for them, you wouldn't fucking be here. So don't fuck your freedom. Everyone has their own opinions. Everyone has their own, their own narrative and what they want to do. Myself personally, I don't believe in it at all. So the same as Aaron, and I think he put it the wrong way. Rather than saying people, should care more for others. That's how he should have put it.
That's how he should have put it. Yeah.
Fuck your freedom, because that's the case. Then put us all in the fucking cell and lock us all away. That's what freedom is. But
wait a minute, right, Nathan? You kind of touched on what I wanted to get to, and I'm going to play. And I'm not going to say I agree with. We all have our own beliefs. I don't agree with like having to get the vaccine. I think everybody should have a choice to get whatever they want to get. So that's where I stand on it. But you brought up a good point. Let's take the language he used out of it. Is he saying something really wrong if he really just wants everybody to be safer? Even if he's wrong, even if like the vaccine doesn't make you safer, but like, let's say it does, and he believes that. Is he saying something wrong, or is it just the words he used that were really fucked up?
The words, you know? Yeah. Because people talk about hate speech, right? Yeah. And speech in general. Now, hate speech can't be censored, because what you found as hate speech mightn't be. Someone could say I'm a fucking nigger, right? And that is their opinion, right? Yeah. They're allowed to say that. Yeah. As long as they don't incite violence on people of a certain color, then you can say what you want. Freedom of speech, right? Yeah. But for him to word it in the way he's worded it, he's basically saying like, well, no one's got a choice in nothing. You have to do it a certain way.
Yeah.
Now, everyone knows my stance on it, and I've got friends and family who took the vaccine.
Yeah.
And cool, that's, you know, I'm
It's their
not gonna
choice.
say, oh, fucking, you're
Yeah.
crazy, you're gonna die. Okay, that's your opinion.
Yeah.
I've never had a vaccine in my life. I'm healthy. The only thing it put in me is a fucking shitload of system on. But that, and then again, that's my narrative and what I want to use, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I just think the way he's gone about it, and Ben said before, he's massively regretted it. You know, okay, he might have got a sponsor, but you have Callum Von War now. This, you know, he's massive. Took his pictures down, lost it.
Okay, wait. I want to touch on that because that's actually the more. I don't really care about. You know, Redcon's entitled to do what they want to do, and Arnold's entitled to say what he wants to say, and I believe in free speech, and I don't really think it fucking matters what Arnold says. He's not a fucking politician. He's just a fucking, it's just a celebrity. So he can say whatever the fuck he wants. This is the part that I actually really wanted to get to was, is it scary? Like, you guys have a lot of influence, right? You guys have a lot of fans, and I have a lot of fans. I hate the word fans, but whatever. There are a lot of people that support us and whatever, right? What is it scary to think, and this is kind of where cancel culture fucking freaks me out. Is it scary to think that you could say one thing wrong and all of a sudden people that loved you yesterday all of a sudden are fucking ripping up your poster and throwing them in the garbage? Because I feel like, to me, that's too much. Like, I don't agree with what Arnold said, but I'm not like, oh, he's a piece of shit. I'm just like, he fucking chose his words wrong. Let's fucking move on. You know,
I think there, mate, you're right. I think I wouldn't done it, but I think what's happened to people now in life, where people are being locked up for so many months, it's affected them differently to where if you've done a lockdown and affected for us for like 1 or 2 months, it'd be different. But people have seen family and friends lose their job, you know, people kill themselves, people are going bankruptcy, people are doing this and that, and I think it's got to a point now to where this whole COVID thing, it's took a massive divide, and it's forced things where you like Arnold and you beat the vaccine, or he's a piece of shit and I don't give a fuck no more.
So you're saying it's not necessary because you know, we've seen things with cancel culture where, like, you know, somebody said something fucking really stupid and all of a sudden they're just fucking fired from their job and all this stuff, and like that, I don't agree with all that shit. So I feel like this is kind of in the same line, but you're saying because it's COVID related and COVID's such a divisive issue, that's why it's worse than him saying something stupid that's not COVID related.
I think so, because I look back to what Arnold said in life. Ben probably know more than me because I don't follow him as much, but Ben probably would. But he said a lot of fucked up shit. Let's be honest, he's not the smartest motherfucker in the world. You know, he said a lot of fucked up, stupid shit.
But take that for a second, Nathan. Let's say I love his movies, right?
Yeah.
Follow his bodybuilding career, and you look up to him for inspiration for like what he did in his life. If all of a sudden some guy has some fucked up opinions, does it mean you can't be inspired by him anymore? Does it mean like, oh, I got to take his posters off my wall and throw them in the garbage and fucking? I just feel like it's too much. I feel like it's like.
But equally, can I give like a really extreme analogy? Because you know I love doing this shit.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can be married to someone for 20 years and be all gravy, right? Perfect. And then she can sleep with somebody on one night and it's over.
Okay, right? but that's definitely an extreme. That's directly affecting me. Nate, somebody asked me today on my Instagram, what do you think about Arnold's blah, blah, blah? Because I posted the bro chat video and I said, it's just fun. There's no drama in this video. And somebody's like, oh, you didn't comment on the Arnold Redcon issue. And I'm like, I could care less what Arnold thinks.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean it like, oh, fuck Arnold. I meant it like, I actually don't care what he thinks about politics. I don't look to Arnold for my political views. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So taking his posters off the wall and throwing them in the garbage makes no fucking sense. I didn't put his poster on the wall because he's a fucking liberal or a Republican. I put his poster on the wall because he fucking works out and he's a fucking badass bodybuilder. That, you know what I mean? So it doesn't make sense to all of a sudden be like, well, his political opinion doesn't match mine. So,
but I do think Arnold has superseded just a bodybuilder, right?
No, of course. But what I'm saying to you is the kid who puts his poster on the wall did not put it on the wall because he believes in my political beliefs, right? So all of a sudden, if his political beliefs don't match with yours, why the fuck would you take the poster off the wall? That's not why you put it there in the first place.
Well, I think Nathan's right. I think the current environment has created like a pressure pot, right?
Yeah.
Where it's so everything is, it's either black or white. There's no
but I feel like
in between.
I feel like it's important for people in the position of influence to not play into that. Like, it's okay if somebody's got a different fucking opinion. Like, who gives a fuck? So Arnold thinks everybody should get a vaccine. Okay, I don't. Doesn't mean I fucking hate the guy. Like, so what? Like, it doesn't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying?
I think Callum was playing it to his followers, because let's be honest, you know, he's got 3 million followers or whatnot. He's playing it to like, okay, well, my guys, you follow me, fuck this motherfucker, because you know he's been sitting in his fucking multi-million-pound house, living life, and we've been suffering like motherfuckers. So in Callum's perspective, he's probably thinking, well, if that's your influence, my influence is the modern guy, you know, the modern gym goer. So he's probably thinking, well, why am I going to want someone to portray this guy as an idol when he's saying fuck your freedom in respect to where everyone has freedom? So he's probably pointing out there to be like, well, fuck him, I don't follow him no more, so nobody else should do it. And I think he's trying to target his audience so no one will go towards the Arnold, because isn't that what cancel culture is? If we all hate, we all hate cancel culture, right? Like, do you guys agree or no? Like, I hate that shit. Like, but isn't that exactly what cancel culture is? Oh, that guy said something I don't like, so hey, all 3 million of you don't go to his show. That's kind of what cancel culture is. But I think that's what, you know, what Callum's trying to do, because he didn't, you know, give Aaron his credit, right? Aaron said, I don't want to cancel him, right? And
Aaron said it right. Aaron said it right. Yeah, Aaron. Yeah.
To where Callum was like, fuck this motherfucker, fuck him, you know. And Callum probably would. It's guys like him, you know, more than me and you and Ben would get the crowd at the Arnold, right? So he's like, fuck this motherfucker, I ain't going there. So it's young people who follow him who will go to the Arnold, and that's where Callum's thinking, well, he's going to suffer. It's like now in England, right? So Arnold put tickets out, and even though everyone's like, we don't give a fuck for Arnold over here. Like, no one probably gives a fuck about him, right? In the UK.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, fuck that. We're all going to Arnold anyway. We're all going to the show. We're all going to get some freebies and whatnot. And then he puts out a note saying, well, now you've got to have a fucking vaccine or a COVID test to get into this place.
No way.
So you just spent $150 on a ticket, right? Yeah. And now people don't have the money, you know, to get this shit. And now you spent all your money on a ticket. Now you must have a COVID test so many hours before you go to the Arnold, which is another certain amount. And people now are just complaining, saying, "Well, I'm not going. I want my money back." And Arnold was saying, "Well, listen, you can't get your money back no more because we don't give it back." So everyone over here is in uproar. And I honestly can't see the show. I believe the expo would have been literally huge over here, massive. Everyone was hyped about it and pumped about it. But now, after he said that, and then after now he's demanding PCR tests. I don't think people can't afford it, and two, people aren't going to be asked to go and get a PCR test, pay £124 or whatever for a PCR test just to go and get a free £4 t-shirt.
Yeah. That's also the principle of the thing. I don't, like in Canada, they're talking about vaccine passports, and you have to have, a vaccine passport to get into fucking gyms and restaurants and shit. That's too far for me, man. If you want to do the vaccine thing, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool. But the passport thing is fucking scary. And now they're doing it to Arnold's. It's going to really fucking. Are they doing that USA too? Are they doing?
I don't know, but I know it's people have been literally complaining, and Arnold, their statement was, "We'll try and sell your ticket." Well, when we bought the ticket, it didn't say you had to have a COVID test. It didn't say that, and now all of a sudden you're putting it out there. If you say, then obviously give us fucking refund. I don't know. It was the biggest event in the world, and I think they're under pressure. With this rock stuff, and I think they're trying to be. I think they're trying to toe the line to be so everyone's like, oh, they're doing the right thing, and let's all show our support. But people right now just are like, just fuck it. Like, I think most people, even if they are pro COVID, anti COVID, they just want normality back. I think they just want normality back. And when people are arguing over shit like this, it's bringing more divide, and people just are no longer asked.
Yeah. Ben, what do you think about it? What do you think about the UK and doing the vaccine? having to show a test to get into the fucking Arnolds and shit. Too much?
I think it's too far. Look, I understand. My wife and I had the vaccine, but mine was. I don't believe personally the vaccine is going to do a whole great deal, right?
Yeah.
I think it's temporary, and there's going to be a new strain, and it's anyway. I'm not going to get into that, but I got it because I'm going through my visa process.
Yeah.
So for me, I want to be able to go, yep, I've had it done when they tell me, hey, because for me, it's more important that I get to be able to fly back and forth to see my family, have my green card and all that shit. So I'm like, hell, for me, it really isn't a big deal. Whatever, do what you need to do. But I think everything should be choice. I think you should, if you're not comfortable with public health and safety, don't attend the event. Yeah, and that's that. I think that's your vaccine.
That's right? A good. You know what? That's a good point. Nobody talks about. It's like they're saying everybody should get the vaccine so everybody's safe. But I'm like, if I'm really worried about my health, I could just not go to an event where there's going to be tens of thousands of people walking around.
Yeah. I mean, look, they do it with alcohol, right? Alcohol can be deadly and dangerous, or driving a car. It's like, do it responsibly. Okay, well, guess what? There's a virus out there. Act responsibly. Either put yourself in the situation where you don't mind getting it, or don't put yourself in that situation where you can get it and stay at home. It should just be choice. That's my opinion on it. I'm like, there should be no mandatory, okay, you can go, but only if you've had the vaccine. It should be, you can go as long as you accept your responsibility for your own health.
So I think we all kind of agree. I think it's funny, most of the people I talk to who are sensible agree that it's just choice. It should be choice. I haven't really talked to anybody in my life, family life, friends, whoever, anybody that thinks mandatory is the way to go. So okay.
It's like anything. If there's a risk to health and safety, and I don't want to go, and I don't want to do it, I don't go to it.
Yeah.
Just...
All right. Let's get some questions. I don't think James is going to make it today. James says he's at the gym. He said, "Tell everyone I said hello. I sorry I didn't realize it would be 6 or 7 in the UK. My bad."
Lazy motherfucker.
No problem. Nathan said you're lazy. Okay, let's do some questions. I hate talking about political shit because inevitably people are going to get annoyed by it.
People are going to moan and bitch, you know.
But I think it's important just to have a conversation. I think people should be more level-headed when they're having the conversations. The thing that bothers me is the thing that bothers me about political conversations is people get so fucking heated without actually just voicing their opinion without being assholes about it. I think sometimes it's just, I don't know.
Just listen to the side, isn't it?
Okay. Let's see. Does water have flavor?
Piss does.
Wow. Does water have flavor?
No.
I think it does, because some water tastes better than other water.
Good water tastes of nothing. Bad water tastes like shit.
Yeah, water has flavor.
Describe it.
I don't know, but there is a flavor, because some water tastes like shit and some water tastes good. And it's cold.
That's what you get for drinking that fucking council juice, bro. That tap water, I'm telling you. Drinking that shit.
Cool, and it has to be cold. Cold water is always better. If you boys were
I got a question. Just talking about cold chocolate, in the fridge or out the fridge?
Out the fridge.
Depends on the chocolate.
You always have to come with some bullshit for it. Always some fucking bullshit. Rather than just be simple and just say out the fridge, in the fridge. Oh, it depends on this. Depends on. Just come with a fucking straight answer. Fucking hell.
Thank you.
I love that Nathan has been friends with me for like 2 months. He already fucking knows.
I'm just glad someone else said it. I'm like, thank fuck for this, not just me.
Listen, it's a fucking podcast. If I don't be the annoying one, then we'll all just agree and move on. The show will be over in 10 minutes.
Okay, so
you know what I was thinking about?
Mars bar.
No, that's definitely got to be not in the fridge.
Have you ever had that, Ben? Ever tried the Mars bar and batter? Try that.
It's the best thing in the world.
Are you talking about like a fried Mars bar?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that should be like you should only be allowed to eat a Mars bar if it's been deep fried.
Okay,
That's
just
like,
1 second. You know, like sometimes you get. My dad used to get and this is probably because we grew up poor, so my dad was trying to like save the chocolate. But you know the chocolates you get that are like the big rectangle and they have like the 3 squares.
Yeah.
It's like 12 squares all together. He used to put that in the fridge, and I would like it because you take it out and you'd break a piece off, and it was like cold and no.
Nah, bro. Nah.
Because it's thinner chocolate.
No, just put it in your mouth. Just suck on it. Just suck on it and make it last longer. Fucking hell. Just suck on that bitch.
All right. Never cold, honestly. Come on,
never cold.
You can't enjoy it because you can't suck on it. It starts hurting your teeth.
It loses the like taste as well. It's not
and the texture.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys suck on toes?
Ah, fuck that. Not my thing.
I leave that to James. James,
it's so funny hearing the different responses from one podcast to another. The question came up yesterday with Roman, Ian, and Guy, and everyone's like, "Yeah, fucking suck toes." And you guys are both, yeah.
Imagine that bitch I'd like for athlete's foot, and you're sitting there licking all the crust. Fucking no, fuck that shit. Having all scales in your mouth. Fuck that.
Hey, Brittany's free now, eh?
Yeah, seen that? With the tits out and shit. She's wanting to see. She's seen the podcast and she thought that big chocolate baby wants me. That big chocolate man. Oh, Mr. Blackman. That's what she's probably phoning me doing now.
You and Brittany are tied together forever now. All right. Having to fly to compete for the first time, did it feel different, more aimed at the UK guys? Do you care when you fly to compete? Does it matter? Or are you just used to it?
Same. It didn't affect me. Just fly out the week before. Just sleep, take a sleeping tablet and just sleep.
Yeah. Ben, you ever travel? Have you ever traveled to compete? Like flown?
I was going. No, I've driven. No, I haven't.
Yeah, I mean, I flew to all my shows really, except for Toronto.
But I am a water baby off a flight, so it would be something I'd have to consider.
Every time I got off flight, I would just get off the flight. First thing I would do is find a treadmill or go for a walk outside for 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, and I would usually get rid of any water that, you know what I mean? Because I would never like hold that much water after a flight.
I lose weight on a flight, me. I lose weight.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
Going to Spain, I was 120.2 kilo on the flight from Dubai to Amsterdam. The time I checked in on Spain, I was 118.7 kilo.
Wow.
That's all the food. You know, I was on 300 grams of cooked rice per meal over 5 meals.
Holy shit.
Lost weight.
Wow.
And I just slept as well. I just slept because we're in business. Woke up, slept, and still fucking.
And you still lost the pound.
Lost just over a kilo.
Or a kilo. Sorry. Is there any fats in your meals?
Yeah, it was a steak.
So just the fat from the meat, though.
Yeah,
not any added fat.
Yeah,
but he's pounding like 85 grams of carbs a meal. I know, but I'd swell up to a fucking buffalo.
Yeah, I know. Though sometimes when I'm like just before a show like that, if there's no fat, my body will burn through it. That's why I asked if there's. But I mean, I guess if you use steak, it would be like a little different. But
yeah, so
I would always have to add fat to my carb meals.
Well, avocado.
Yeah, usually peanut butter. Or if it was really bad, like if I was really depleted, we might do ground beef instead of steak, just for a little bit higher fat content. But if I go low fat, then I burn through that pretty quickly too. Yeah. If you boys were a band, who would play what instrument? Ben would sing.
I play the piano, good with my fingers, the girls say. Just putting it out there. You know,
why are you putting it out there? You're fucking married.
Fat as fuck.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's larger than most men's dicks. Look at that.
Small. That's that good GH.
Come here. Look, just come here. Woo.
How much GH should it take to get your fingers that fat?
12 euros a day, baby.
Have you ever seen someone backstage and knew you weren't going to beat him? Yes.
Yes.
I have.
Yeah.
Fuck, I did the Olympia when Phil Heath did it.
Fuck.
I did the Olympia in 08, and I was like, there's a lot of guys here I can't beat. Yeah, no, that's happened to me a few times.
Phil was a freak though, right? I remember my first Olympia. I was with Phil, Dexter, Sean, Rami. No, sorry, in the second, I got 7th. And Akeem, some big fucking guys in my second Olympia.
Yeah.
And I seen Phil and just thought, motherfucker.
Yeah.
This guy's just a fucking freak.
I don't think people really, really grasp it. It's like every other bodybuilder. You don't really grasp how big or how good or how conditioned or anything unless you're there in person.
Yeah.
And I tell this story all the time, so I'm sure whoever's listening has heard me say it, but I haven't told Nathan. In 08, when I did the Olympia, I was like 3rd or 4th call out. So I was standing there and I did the first call out. And I remember looking across the lineup because it was like, I don't know, it was like Dexter, Dennis Wolf, fucking Jay, Phil, somebody else. And I remember looking across the lineup and thinking to myself, Phil Heath is literally the only person I could never look like, no matter how hard I tried. You know what I mean? Like, because I remember looking at everybody else thinking, if I got big enough, I was really young, right? I was thinking like, if I got big enough or I got round enough in this area or round enough in that, I could maybe beat this guy or that guy, right? But Phil was the only one who had such a structure and muscle bellies that I'm like, this isn't normal. This isn't normal.
Yeah,
like
freaky, right? It's freaky.
Yeah, it's very cartoonish. Like
it's like I remember seeing Flex Wheeler one time, British Grand Prix on DVD. He was wearing a tracksuit, right? And he literally looked like a child in this tracksuit.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he just took this shit off, and a tip just come flying out, and a chest come flying out, and then I thought, what the fuck? Phil was just the same. Like I see him in his Olympia tracksuit,
but way bigger.
Yeah, I thought, so this motherfucker ain't that big.
Yeah,
I thought he's not. I thought Phil, this is Phil. He's not that big. Then I see him and I thought, what the fuck is going on? Just look, there's like
you know who else? You know who else is like that? Dexter. Because Dexter, he always wears those big basketball baggy shit. And I saw him in 2015 in Golds in Venice. Yeah. And he was all covered up with his little headband. You know, he has that
the visor,
Yeah. So he's training, and I'm like, I don't know, I was like 260, 270, and I'm pretty tall. I'm way taller than him. So I'm like, this guy? I'm like, really? Then I went to the fucking show, and he walks out, and I was like, holy fuck. And it's like the first high-level bodybuilding show I've been to, right? I've been to amateur. That was the first pro show I've been to, was the 15 Olympia. Fuck. I was like, holy shit, that guy in a queue in the store, you wouldn't even look at twice.
Yeah. I remember thinking that about Phil the first time I saw Phil, he was wearing clothes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's not that fucking big. And then seeing him on stage, I was like, what the fuck is that?
But then you'll get someone like Akeem walking down the street.
Yeah.
And he's like a fucking freezer walking down the street. Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah. Why is pork not popular in bodybuilding if it can be as lean as chicken?
Inferior amino acid profile.
Is that really why?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's not a complete protein.
It's not a complete protein. I thought all animal meats.
Sure.
I thought all animal meats.
No, it's got like an inferior. It's got like I think it's. Someone will correct. I'm sure some cunts will.
For sure, someone's going to correct you.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it has like a lower leucine.
Yeah.
Content in it than other meats, and so therefore for like muscle protein synthesis.
I put it in my diet. Fuck it.
Do you?
Yeah, bro.
Look it up. I'm fairly sure that's true.
Amino acid profile of pork. Let's see.
I look like a right cunt now. I
you're gonna look like a dick now.
And I don't get the beauty of. We'll cut this out.
Tryptophan. No, I'll cut it up for you. If you're totally wrong, I'll cut it up. But the leucine's pretty good though, dude. It's like 2.1.
No, okay, compared to what though? Compare that to chicken.
Okay, wait. Let's do chicken.
So 2.168. See what other tabs you've got open.
I know. This one.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so I can't do a split screen, but let's see
leucine's 2.57,
and this is 2.16. It's not that different.
No, it's not that different. It might be something else. It might be another amino acid.
Isoleucine 1.5, isoleucine 1.2. So it's lower, but it's not much lower. 1 second. Let me see. Shit, this is in my way now. Okay. Let's see what else is important. Isoleucine, lysine 2.936. I say 2. Yeah, it's a little lower in everything, I guess. So you're not wrong, Ben. It's just maybe.
So my original statement of inferior amino acid profile stands true. Just not crazy inferior.
Yeah, it's literally it's funny. It's literally a little bit lower in every.
What was the isoleucine? 1.254 goat chicken.
It's 1.7, I think, chicken. Isoleucine, no, 1.5. It's not that much higher. And then the glycine 1.4, almost 1. It's actually lower in chicken. Isoleucine, leucine, and lysine are the most important, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, leucine is like your real.
Leucine is the most important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a little lower, but it's not like we're not saying you shouldn't eat it. We're just saying there's better choices.
There might be another reason which I'm unaware of, and someone will pipe up.
I always wondered that myself. I mean, obviously, I know like for Muslims, they just don't eat pork, but I wonder what it is.
That tastes fucking good, though. Hey,
now I'm curious about beef.
Hey, bacon is fucking good. Not American bacon, British bacon.
Good, right?
Fucking. I went to a Whole Foods and then went to a food market, a whole food market yesterday, or World Food Market, because I was trying to find good bacon to make like a proper breakfast for my wife on Sunday. It's all this fucking stringy, fatty bollocks.
Oh, it's horrible in the US. Horrible.
It's so bad. You guys don't know what bacon is over here. It's fucking embarrassing.
I can't find it here. Let me see. Maybe this one.
What are you hunting for?
This is. I think this is good. So let me see. So this kind of gives you all of them next to each other. Muscle protein. Oh, this is muscle protein. Sorry, that's no good. What's this one? Pork and beef, amino acid, isoleucine. Yeah, it's so beef is higher. Leucine
way higher.
Beef is way higher. Lysine way higher. Lower in these.
Well, look at the non-essential. Look at the total. Look at the total of essential amino acids and then the total of non-essential amino acids.
Yeah.
Look at the bottom one. The non-essential amino acids are way higher. Like, it's almost double. It's double in beef.
Yeah, so I guess that's your fucking answer, right? There you go.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I just learned something new.
I probably wouldn't pay too much attention on that though. Like, Phil Heath isn't gonna not be Phil Heath if he ate pork because he's protein source.
I agree.
No, because there's some guys out there that are now gonna live and die by that, and they'll never touch fucking pork again in their life because beef is so much superior, right? You know what I mean? They're gonna take it way too fucking far.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you and the boys think Muhammad El Imam deserves an invite to the O since he did so many shows this year and is 1 point shy of qualifying?
No.
Rules are rules.
You didn't qualify.
I know they do special invites for people, but those people that get special invites usually have some type of history or reason in Rami's case. And I think Ben doesn't agree with the special invites either, but I'm okay with special invites only based on history. Like when they give Kai a special invite, I'm okay with that. But in this case,
the whole point to me, bro, I think if you don't win a show, you shouldn't go. Plus,
I'm kind of torn on it. I mean, I guess.
So you think Rudy?
It's not even that. I think because let's be realistic. If you're not going to beat the guy at the show, and the show's in 4 weeks, you ain't going to beat him at the Olympia. No way. Because you can't change in 4 weeks. And also then, the Olympia, say them 3 guys are going just for the Olympia money, right? It's costing them what? $1,000 for the flight.
Yeah.
$1,000 for the hotel. $300 for the tracksuit.
Not for the Olympia. Oh, you mean for the Olympia people? Yeah.
That money can be distributed to the 2-1-2 guys, to the bikini girls, and the same in every single class. This is why.
But I have a counterpoint to that. Kai will draw more than that $3,000 in money in sales. You know that.
Okay. Well, yeah, Kai will, but will this Muhammad guy?
No, I'm not saying Muhammad deserves one. I'm saying I only agree with special invites. I don't think it should be across the board. I think there should be, it's an isolated thing. Like you should be able to choose when you give one, when you don't.
If the person's going to bring money to the show, then obviously, do it. Let's just say, for example, if this Muhammad was, the king, the fucking main guy in Egypt, right? And there was no Rami, then I believe, okay, give us an asset, because you get a ton of Egyptians buying the live stream, which then will filter down to the pros, filter down to the amateurs, filter down to the promoters. Yeah, I can see it there, but when you're not bringing that much revenue in, then what's the point? Take the money, give to the bikini girls. Yeah,
because I mean, at the end of the day, the Olympia is still promoted by somebody. That person still has to make money.
Yeah.
So having Kai Green join the show is going to bring a ton more eyeballs to it.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like when they give Kai a special invite, kind of makes sense. But it's also because of, for Kai, it's all not just because of money. I also feel like he has a legacy. He's won a couple Arnolds or a few Arnolds. I don't know how many he's won, but I feel like he kind of deserves a spot. Whereas Elamam is still just a kind of coming up as a bodybuilder. So there's no plus on the money side and eyeballs, and there's no legacy, and so it's like, what are we giving a free invite for?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I see I see you there.
Can you hear that?
Regarding the Olympia, right? Here's a question. Regarding the Olympia, Jake Wood owns the Olympia, right?
Yeah. Do
you guys think it'd be a better business venture for Jake Wood not to sell the Olympia, but to raffle it off to the highest bidder? So Jake Wood would own the Olympia, all hands down, right? But someone like me lives in England. Okay, well, I'll do the Olympia in England. You own all the rights to it. You do everything, you earn your money, whatnot. But like the World Cup, right? Bid for it, because I know if you put like they're doing in boxing now, right? With going to the Middle East. If you put this Olympia in fucking Dubai, every motherfucker can go there. You can go there if you're American, Egyptian, Israel, whatever you want to go, right? Iran. And these sheikhs, they'll give the fucking winner $1 million fucking dollars.
Yeah.
Because to them it's a massive thing. They just want things in their country. And I think if you were to raffle it off, but Jake would still make money off it, I think it'd be a better business venture. What are you guys thinking now?
Well, isn't that what they used to do? I mean, didn't the Olympia used to travel around?
It was in the UK at one point.
It traveled, but they never like raffled it off.
No. The added idea of making it like a business, like you like the Olympics, like you bid for it.
Oh, okay.
That's a great idea. I agree with you. No, I'm agreeing with everything you're saying. I think it'd be more
better, right?
Yeah, it'd be more worldwide. It'd be more like
think
more
of
prestige.
Think of all the Irani guys who are fucking good as shit, right?
Yeah.
With them crazy ass hamstrings and the crazy ass legs of, who will never ever get to go to the US. They just ain't getting there. Yeah. There's guys up there who would fucking probably smoke a lot of us, but they just cannot physically get there. And
that's the other thing too, is I think it would be like when you say Mr. Olympia is the best bodybuilder on earth, if every bodybuilder had a chance to go, then that would be more of a real statement.
Yeah.
Right. Because right now it's more like he's the best bodybuilder in the USA.
Yeah.
Because we don't know who else is out there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that big guy, I think the from Elite. What's his name?
I don't know. I've just seen a couple of recent guys that just came up on some of the channels that were like.
I just don't think a lot of them guys. I think they compete for Elite because they just can't get to the US.
What's Elite? Oh, you're talking about the Elite
Federation.
Yeah, the RBP Elite.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of the Middle Eastern guys are staying in the amateur league because they make better prize money as well.
Yeah, they make more than us.
Yeah.
They make more than $10,000, bro. I'm telling you.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You win a world championship. Yeah, you got a shit way more than $10,000.
Well, didn't Sean Tavernier, when he did the PCA, he cleaned up, right?
Yeah,
he just went on a big.
Look at that year. Peter Molnar won all PCA shows, and all the shows traveling. He made like just close to $1 million.
Look at Nathan crying. Look at crying like a baby.
Yeah, buddy. Sitting there, no one thinking himself. Oh, I just feel devastated for Fouad. He's losing money left, right, and centre. What the fuck am I going to do here? I felt sorry for you, mate. Felt sorry.
Is that what you're thinking right there? You're like, fuck.
Yeah, felt sorry for you. Thought, bastard, taking his money again.
No, he probably thought, fuck, I should have asked for more in my contract.
That's what you should. Yeah, that's what you should have done.
Fuck.
Ian looks fucking big, eh?
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the
Do
Arnold?
we know what Ian's stage weight difference was from the Olympics?
He told me
8 pounds.
he told me he was 263. I believe that was the morning before the show. Oh no, sorry, that's wrong. That was Tampa. The podcast I did with him leading up to Texas, he said he was going to be about 5 pounds lighter. So I think he was like 257, 58, somewhere in there.
What's that?
He was around 50.
That's
Look at Nathan trying to compare, size him up. Look.
I know he is. He's like, how big is that?
Yeah.
It's 117 kilos.
Yeah.
You got smoked.
Lightweight. Small, Ian. Small.
Well, you'd be pleased to know, Nathan, that Roman said that you were the one to watch at the because I asked the question. I said, out of the podcast boys, who do you think is going to do the best at the Olympia? Or I don't know if I said the Arnold. I think I said the Olympia.
Roman Fritz.
Roman Fritz was on yesterday with us. Yeah, he's been on more regularly, and he said you'd be the one to look out for. He said I'd be worried about Nathan. That's what he said.
I'm the dark horse, right?
Literally.
Yeah, I know that.
I just want to share this one more time because it's a really good physique. This is a really good look, man. Like you've put on a lot of fucking size since like I competed with you. This is like right? A totally different physique than when I stood next to you, you were like half the size.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
better, I think, as well.
The legs are way better. And the thing is, the nice thing about it is you've kept your shape. You haven't like fucked up your lines at all.
Blowing out, innit? Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's what I was hoping. I think I'll be slightly heavier for the Olympia and a bit better conditioned.
It would be wrong of me not to share.
Oh, you can't.
What? This is a good look.
Yeah.
It's a good look, man.
That's good, bro.
And plus, you had some really cool photos in here I wanted to show. Where's that one photo that you posted? This one's good.
I put the one of me doing.
That's good.
This is my favorite one. This is my favorite one.
Yeah. We could.
Dennis Wolf.
I said to him, I remember the picture of Jean-Pierre Fuchs. There was one like a long time from the back. I said
there's a Dorian one as well, which is very similar.
Yeah.
So hey, go on, Fouad, go off this. Click on the one where in no, I'm talking about arm thrusts where I just want to the bottom right with the group picture. Click on the group picture.
This one?
Yeah, and then scroll to the front double. Yeah. Let's show that one. Fucking I'm holding my own again. I'm holding my own. Look. Those two boys.
You just wanted to show everybody, like, look, I'm the same size as these two.
I'm behind them as well. Fuck you.
Well, no one ever said you had small arms. We just got to fill the center of your body in. You got to fill in the rest.
So what's Roman doing? What's
that?
Roman Fritz doing? Fouad, do you know?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Nathan. What'd you say?
What's Roman doing nowadays?
I think he said he was waiting until the spring shows. I think he said he wanted to do Indy actually. If I remember correctly.
He likes doing Indy. He's done it twice, 3 times before, I think now.
Well, because you know he had surgery, right? I don't know if you know that, Nathan. He had hip surgery.
Yeah, he got injured, right?
Yeah, so he had hip surgery, and then hip surgery got fucked up. It got infected, so he had to have hip surgery again.
Again?
Yeah, he had a second surgery to clear the infection, I guess. And then he was in the hospital. He almost died. He was in a coma. Then he got out of that. All of that. Listen to this. He went through all this shit, and this is like not long ago.
But he's a freak, though. Roman's a
freak. Dude, you're not even joking. It's like it's crazy how much of a freak he is. Because this is what he looks like now, and he was in the hospital like 2 months ago. He's 200. He's 128 kilograms here.
But this guy don't eat nothing, just fucking chicken and rice. He's like pure straight on the diet, straight as fuck.
But did he compete the week after he was in hospital?
There's a picture here somewhere I can find it of when he like got out of the hospital, and he still looks better than like 98% of bodybuilders.
Yeah, but didn't he say that story where he was like running down and smuggling chicken into the hospital room?
Yeah, I think this was like after he got out of the hospital. Look how good he looks.
It's streaky, right?
Yeah,
he just doesn't get big. This cunt just
this fucking guy's still got the fucking sutures on his fucking hip, and he's striated as fuck. Like, it's crazy, man.
It's fucked, right? His physique is totally fucked.
But he does get big though, Nathan, because he said he hit a
condition, though, right? Like me and you get big and fat, right? He gets big.
Well, he's 285 here, but he said yesterday which is 129. He said yesterday he hit 294 pounds, which was the highest. He said it was a record. It's the biggest he's ever been.
Fuck.
I feel like Roman's going to do some serious fucking damage next year.
Yeah, he's big, man. His physique, I like his physique as well.
Yeah.
Physique's good. Yeah, I like.
Who's he working with?
Justin.
Is
Compton.
he?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Justin's shit.
Yeah, Justin's good. Yeah, I think Justin's good for him too, because Roman's like a no bullshit. Like, I'll eat whatever the fuck you tell me.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Cool.
So Samson switched to Milos, right?
No.
Yeah.
Milos.
Samson's looking really good too. I mean, John had him looking really good. Put him in a good place. I think Milos will do well by him taking over though. He
was saying before it's similar protocols, similar training.
What the fuck is this, man? Is this what you look like in the photos? This is not gonna work well.
Rich.
It's Samson's.
This is today, right?
Yeah, today. Samson's misses, right? Yeah.
How
Oh, you're back in the UK, are you? Sorry,
yeah,
I thought you were still
10 days.
Okay. And then you go back to Kuwait.
How big was Samson in person? I've never seen.
Big.
I've never. Is he?
He's big. Yeah, he's big. He's got them big black guy arms and stuff. He's big. He's in. You know, you can see he's just getting into his stride and dieting and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
You can see like it's starting to chip away now. So it's like still got the off season look, but it's still chipping away. If that makes sense.
Yeah, Samson impresses me, man. I think honestly, with the good coaching this year, I think he's going to do really well. Yeah, I'm excited.
His team is black as fuck, though, right? That is dark, man. That is dark, bro. He's dark.
I think this is what.
Was I the only one earlier that flinched when Nathan said the M word?
I flinched a little bit inside. I tried not to show it, but I didn't
say it. I was like, oh, that's totally normal.
Look how fucking good Samson looks, man. I'm happy for him. I want him to fucking crush it this year. He's fucking thick, but you're right. He is still off season. He still needs to come. Yeah. Still needs to come down more. Just got great genetics, like really full muscle bellies.
Yeah,
good size waist. Anyway, so today went well. The photo shoot went well.
Yeah, it was good, but it was fucking long though. The poor Rebecca fucking was worked. She was fucking, you know, it was hard.
Yeah.
For me, we got there like 11:15, 11:20 after meal 2.
Yeah.
And then we literally finished. When you said podcast, I'd literally just shut down then. So like 7 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. Got some good shots though.
It's good though, because we've had, you know, you've been on board for like a few months now. We don't have any good photos of you, so I'm glad we got some finally done.
We having a business.
I've done some training.
Are we having a business meeting here?
I forgot.
What is going on?
People like to hear the behind the scenes shit. It's all right.
Yeah, behind the scenes, bro.
Would you rather wear sunglasses everywhere for life or never be able to wear underwear ever again?
Sunglasses for life.
I don't wear underwear anyway. My dick falls out. Dust putting the dust, you know.
What kind of fucking underwear do you wear? Why is your dick falling out?
Because if I wear white fronts, it comes out the side, right? And then if I wear like long ones when I'm training, it comes up my leg, so my dick just hangs down.
Oh, because it's not fucking when you got a foot long, it fucking just hangs out the
bottom.
No,
I wish. I'm a grower. I'm a grower, not a shower. He's just a fat chunky monkey.
Why don't you wear boxer briefs? Then it'll fucking stay in place.
No, because when I move, it's like it feels like tight and they're like you can't get.
I always wear compression shorts. All the time in compression shorts.
That's not good for your balls. But you already have a son, so it's okay.
I don't give a shit about my balls. They're fucking tiny.
I'm just saying if you want to have more, I'm saying if you want to have more kids. Oh, you already tied your shit up. Yeah, okay.
No, I haven't. No. I haven't tied anything up.
Well, but if you want to have more kids, it's bad to like compress.
No, it's off. That's off the table. I asked Denise, and she's like, "Hell, fucking no." So I don't need to come off cycle ever again.
Lululemon boxer briefs, best fucking underwear on earth.
Lululemon.
What the fuck?
I'm telling you.
Lululemon.
I'm telling you. I got a pair as a present for Christmas a couple of years ago, and now all my underwear are fucking Lululemon.
Flashy Fouad strikes again.
No, I got Fouad. Know what though? I got told of these fat guy boxes that like don't make you fucking itch and stuff no more. I was gonna try them.
What do they call it?
I found on section. I just got the fat man boxers. But
Look, I'm telling you, just get a pair of Lululemon boxer briefs.
Lululemon?
Wait. You know what's going to change? He's going to have to delete this because he's banging on about Lululemon, but he's also on the I'm going to do everything Chow Sonnen does. And Chow Sonnen promotes those like boxes where it's like one dick in and the ball's in the other pouch.
I didn't say I was doing everything Chow Sonnen does.
So as soon as that company approaches the podcast, he's going to like fuck Lululemon and he's going to have these like separate dick and ball pouch.
I have a pair. You know what? I have a pair of those. I don't like them.
I can't even imagine what that feels. It must feel super uncomfortable.
I bought a couple pairs of those. I think it was at the Harley. We went to Harley Davidson to buy some shit for my father-in-law because he rides Harleys. And they had those fucking dick in the pouch underwear there. And I bought a couple pairs thinking it'd be that's kind of a good idea, but it doesn't, it's fucking uncomfortable, man. Your fucking nuts and shit are all sitting in this little.
Fuck
that. Did you ever have when I was a kid, I had those underpants that had the little, like you could feed your dick through.
Yeah, to take a piss without taking your underwear off.
Yeah, or you just look like a pedophile when you're trying to get your dick out because you're trying to like fucking.
I never used the hole. I just
pull it down and pop it out the top. But you're at the urinal for like 10 minutes looking like you're jerking off, trying to get the thing through the hole. It's a fucking nightmare.
So you'd wear sunglasses everywhere for the rest of your life?
Yeah, but cool.
You know? Oh no, you would.
Stevie Wonder did
famous. It. Like I'm too cool to look at you.
The other option was never wear underwear again. So you don't wear underwear anyway. So that's the one you're taking.
Yeah, but I chafe, so I have to wear the compression.
Oh, I got the worst fucking chafe ever a couple of days ago. I was wearing those my favorite fucking shorts underwear to train in are the Gasp or the Gasp
I know what you're
the classic shorts.
Quick question. When are we getting some free Gasp stuff? I keep hearing Gasp. My black ass ain't got shit.
You got to get sponsored by them.
We're
Gasp. Not putting out there. Let me just do a promotion, right? Promotion that quick.
Wait. Go ahead. Say what you want to tell Gasp right now.
Gasp. The guys at Gasp. Look, being serious, I'm the best looking bodybuilder probably in the industry. Got the best teeth. 7 pro wins. Catching Dorian, and my black ass ain't got a sponsor. I'm having to wear this for the podcast. Could be wearing Gasp. Could be wearing Gasp.
Now I gotta cut that out. That's fucking funny. You're not the best looking, but we actually talked about this yesterday.
Ian ain't better looking than me.
We talked about this yesterday also.
Nick with this fucking quiff ain't better looking than me.
Did you see that?
Looks like he got a pigeon nest on his head, right?
Yeah, Nick's quiff needs sorting out.
James has fucking got like alopecia. Looks all homeless and shit. Like he's about 45. Ben definitely better looking than me, and you're just like old and just fucking rough. So guy's like a lost cause. Like it's like the grandfather of the show. Me, look, I'm fresh.
If we're not talking about just the show though, yesterday we had a conversation on the show of. Did you see the text in the group chat?
Which one?
The one Roman sent. He's been thinking about it since yesterday. So yesterday on the show we had a conversation, and it came up who's the best looking open class bodybuilder. And
I see it now.
Ian actually said Nathan's teeth are the best. He gave you the teeth. He gave you the smile. He gave you the smile.
Just the teeth.
Just the teeth.
There.
That's all you get is the
I'm
teeth.
the best looking ever.
They're not even his fucking teeth.
Listen, the man.
Oh, they're fake teeth.
I own them.
You paid for them. No, I think I settled on Regan.
Yeah, I was gonna say Regan.
I think look at that. Nathan's upset.
I want a poll. Now. Let me get a haircut for next week and a shave, right? I want a poll. I am better looking than Regan. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm better looking than that guy.
Okay, wait a minute. So on my YouTube channel, or maybe on my Instagram, or maybe both.
Yeah.
We gotta narrow it down to like 4 people. And I'll do a poll. And we'll see who's the best. So we got you. We'll put you in it. I don't think you belong in it, but we'll put you in it.
Fuck. Well, listen, you can't put Chris in it because he's not a bodybuilder.
It's got to be open class.
Wait, but Chris did turn pro as an open.
It's got to be current open class bodybuilder.
Okay, but if he was open, then you all fucking lose to Chris.
You'd all lose.
Without being gay, right? Who's better looking than me? Be serious now.
Regan.
Be serious.
Regan.
Ian ain't. Right?
Regan's better looking.
Regan's pretty.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
When
Jamie Johal looks like Superman, for fuck's sakes.
No.
Yeah.
But Jamie Jones probably wearing fucking makeup for the fucking show and shit. No way, bro.
You know what? Joe Howe 5 years ago was better looking.
Yeah.
Well, that's he's
10 years. He's got a little more council estate recently.
Okay, but 15 years ago, I beat all of you, so it doesn't matter.
Fouad, you've never been good looking in your fucking life. Never.
Oh yeah.
Never.
You want to bet? Let's bet.
Never. Like saying Ronnie's good looking.
Wait, Fred, just do it in the comments of this video. This three here. So let people choose this three.
1 second. No, not this three.
Yeah, why not?
Because I'm 42 years old. I'm gonna lose now. I'm not a fucking.
No, not current, but best ever. Best ever Fouad, best ever Ben, best ever Nathan.
My best ever fucking kills fucking everybody.
Oh, I'm fresh, man. I'm fresh. I'm still, listen, I'm out there. I'm still.
Look at this fucking guy. He's a fucking model. Look at this. Look at that fucking guy. That's a fucking GQ ad, for fuck's sake.
Fuck off. Dyed your hair and everything.
Look at this fucking guy. He's fucking great.
Fuck
yeah, man. You can't fucking beat that, Nathan.
Nah,
fuck you.
Of course I can beat that shit.
You had to buy your teeth. I was born like this. Anyways, all right. So I got Regan.
Now
that's how I go with like the. And if we're talking about back in the day, Frank beats everybody.
Yeah,
Frank McGrath.
I'll give you that.
You know, and then after that,
I'll give you that.
I think Evan got a lot of looks back in the day too.
Now you're just being racist, going for all the white guys. Just putting it out there. You know, if you're black guys, go for Nathan.
Who's the best looking black guy?
Me.
Well, Nathan thinks he's the best, period. So he's gonna think he's the best.
But have confidence in yourself.
All right, let's. I can't believe this shit's come up again.
By the way, Nathan's so nonchalant about bodybuilding, but when you talk about his looks, he's fucking.
Oh yeah,
look how fired right up. He's like, fuck you. He's like, yeah, I might get beat by Ramy. I might get beat by this guy. You talk about his looks, like, fuck that. I beat everyone.
All right. How much grunting and yelling is too much when training hard?
We had one guy in the gym. He's left now. But fucking hell, he'd have 20, 40, 45 on each side, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
There is a limit. Yeah.
There's a limit, right?
Yeah.
I don't care how much you make on the final few reps. I care if you start on rep 1 grunting.
Yeah, that's a piss.
I'm like, what? You do rep 1 and you're grunting, and then you're still grunting by the time you get to 12.
What if you just make noise? Because I like make noises during my reps, right? Like, it's not necessarily a grunt, but like it's a whatever. Like after each
heavy
rep.
breathing.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
After each rep. So it's like it's not grunting, but there's
but no. I mean like some guys that scream like
rep 1.
No, like, fuck off. Or they're fucking counting, or their friend is counting 1, 2. Shut the fuck up.
I hate that. I fucking hate that shit.
I think you can grunt without yelling. I think if you're yelling, you're fucking being kind of douchey, especially in a public. Like in my gym, when I'm by myself, I do whatever the fuck I want. But like.
Yeah,
you have to have a little bit of respect for other people.
Yeah, I think grunting on like the whole set, okay, fine. If it's a heavy, screaming on the last 1 or 2 where you're really like, especially if someone's like forcing a rep on you, cool. Yeah, but if you're like over the top screaming on the early on in the set,
yeah. So there's a limit, but how do you quantify that though? Because what if what looks easy to us is hard for somebody else?
Because if you're grunting every set, then it's obviously fucking not every rep, not fucking hard, is it? But you're focusing on the noise.
Oh, so you're not saying it has nothing to do with weight; it just has to do with effort. So if like the final failure reps, like 2, 3,
if you're doing a set of 10, the first 6 aren't fucking hard.
Yeah, or not hard enough to be screaming. Yeah. Okay.
Plus, also gym owner rules. So if the gym owner screams his head off on every set and he owns the gym,
you can do it.
Yeah.
General discussion about all young bucks taking over and would be cool to hear. So what do you guys think? That's actually interesting. There's a whole bunch of a new crop. And I guess, Nathan, you're kind of part of that. But I mean, I guess between, Nathan, Ian, James, Nick, Brett,
I believe
Hunter. I mean,
I think it's sad that you are seeing the old generation go. I'm not a bodybuilding fan, to be honest, but it's sad that you see the likes, like Roelly, you see Dexter go, because these are guys, since I've been in the sport, have been, the names, like you go to a show, Roelly, Dexter, when I was there, number 5, number 7, and
yeah,
I think it's sad that it's sad that it's happening. These guys are getting flushed out, but it's Father Time does catch up, and at the same time, I think it's good that it's a turn of the guard, and I believe that now the younger guys like myself, Ian, Nick, everyone else is getting their fair chance, and I think the judges are now, normally they'd take, it'll be a lot longer for them to process that. The turn of the guard, they normally do it at the Olympia, but you can see at smaller shows, like when Ian won Roelly, I won him, the judges now like fuck it, it's happening.
Can I ask you a separate? I got to ask you a separate question, just because you said it. Why are you not a fan? This comes up a lot in the podcast. I hear it come out of your mouth quite a bit in different ways. Why are you not a fan of bodybuilding?
I don't like it. I'm just good at it.
Is that weird?
No, I don't like being on stage.
What don't you like about bodybuilding?
Being on stage.
Yeah. But I didn't really love being on stage either, but I love bodybuilding.
No, because I don't know much. I love soccer and football. I'm mad football.
Wait a minute. Can I? Let me ask you this: are you not a fan of the sport of bodybuilding, or you're not a fan of bodybuilding? If you want to call it a sport, let's say, are you not a fan of competitive bodybuilding, or you're not a fan of bodybuilding? Because that's two different things.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the sport. I'm a fan of bodybuilding, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So you like training, you like that.
I love
all that shit.
For me, bodybuilding is, getting big as fuck, training with my friends, having a fun time, traveling, and just enjoying it. That for me, that's bodybuilding. I get to spend time with my friends. I get to meet people like yourself and Ben. That for me is bodybuilding. That's what I like. I don't actually like the politics of the sport. I don't actually like being on stage by myself. But if I'm on stage with you or someone else, then I love that.
Yeah.
But I don't like being on stage by myself and people looking at me, like judging you, because obviously, we get judged on our physique, but I'm confident. But a lot of people judge, he hasn't got this, he hasn't got that. When you put the time, the effort into it, and for some fucking motherfucker to say, your arms are shit, I'm like, motherfucker, I just, and I think there's a lot of the time as well, it's been a lot of politics over the years. Even now, I can see it's massively changing.
Yeah,
you can see, you can look back 3 years ago and see the shit of the politics to where now it's just not happening as much no more.
I feel like things are very different.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
And that for me is making me more of a fan of bodybuilding right as of now, because I can see it changing in a positive way.
Yeah.
And it's not like, this person has a name, he can go in it. I can see everyone now is getting a fair chance and a good go, and it's bringing a new crop to it, to where after a while it gets stale, and you're like, shit, it's boring. Because, like I said, it's not like soccer or NFL where you're actively doing something all the time. It's just people being judged, and when you see the same people being judged over and over again, you kind of get bored. And now, sometimes when you're on stage and the judge only give you one call out, I'm like, what the fuck? I'd rather have on the weekend, right? I said to Bill, we going again?
Yeah.
And keep going again. I'd rather pose the guy. I'd like to pose with a guy who come fucking 17th.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah. Because obviously now, Nathan Deasha has a name in bodybuilding, but the guy who's 17th hasn't. Give this guy a fucking chance to get next to me, and this is what I think it is. And previously, that's why I haven't been a massive fan of it. The shows are long.
Yeah, it's harder to be a fan when you always know the outcome.
Yeah.
So when things are a little less, I mean, I know we say politics, but people use that term in a various ways. So I'm not going to say politics, but when the outcomes are, this huge name is going to walk in and win, you don't really want to watch. And now I think that's not so not as certain anymore. So it's more exciting.
I do think it's interesting that when you're talking about changing of the guard and then you guys, it's not like one or two.
Yeah.
It's like
a whole
at the minute there's like this big fucking group that are just wading in all at once. It's interesting.
It's almost like it has something to do with my podcast.
But that's what I said, like, also, that's a good thing as well for what you said about towards the podcast. I think things like this, even guys who aren't as popular as yourself, who are doing the podcasts, are bringing it more to light because they're not talking about bodybuilding. They're showing people who.
Did you say not as popular as myself?
Yeah, all people aren't as popular.
I'm more popular than you.
Fuck you. Right. So
if we're going off Instagram, I'm more popular than Nathan.
What it's doing, I think like it's bringing more personality to the sport. I think people are allowed to see the person behind the guy on stage, behind the truck. And I think that's making the sport a lot more popular right now because people, you used to get a magazine, see Dexter training. That's all you've seen. Yeah. Seeing Ramy training, but now you're getting to know who these people are.
Well,
what they're into. And I think small thing like this is bringing it more to light. And people are a lot interested because let's be honest, we've got this podcast. We don't even talk about bodybuilding really. Just talking a lot of shit.
That was the whole point of the podcast when I started it, right? Because I figured the more, like, when someone knows that you want to suck on Britney Spears' toes, they're more likely to like you. They're more likely to relate to you. And they're more, they know that James likes feet and they know that Ian's fucking crazy and they know that Guy's fucking loud and they just get to know everybody on a personal level. So when the shows come around, they're more invested. Yeah. Because they feel like their friend is competing.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know what I mean? So people message me and they're like, because we didn't have a show like the last couple of weeks. And I actually got messages from people who are like, man, I miss my friends. When are you guys coming back? So it's like when you guys compete now, they actually like feel like their friend is on stage. Like when Ian wins, they're like, oh, he's one of us because they watch the podcast. So they're more connected to Ian now.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I think that's what, for me, that's why right now I'm more interested in bodybuilding than I've been ever. Yeah. It's catching, I'd say, I watch any soccer that's on every day, right? Yeah. But as of now, like I would never, ever in my wildest dreams pay to watch a podcast, to watch a live stream bodybuilding. I wouldn't. But as of late, the past 5 months, I've been doing it.
That's what I was going to ask you. So you are kind of a fan, like you're watching the shows.
Yeah, I'm watching shows.
But are you watching the shows because you're going to compete in them and you want to see how the guys do, or are you actually interested in the show?
I'm interested in the shows, but I'm more interested in the amateur guys to see who's coming up in the ranking. Yeah. Who's chasing it, who's going there, because I know all the pros, right? We know where we stand with them. I'm trying to see like who's coming up and what the judges are after for the next generation, because you can see it, how things are changing. For me, I just like watching that. Like I said last time, I'd rather go to all the amateur shows, and I like watching them. And for me, it's a massive interest just to pay for the show. To only be like, fuck that! I wake up in the morning, I watch bars and try, so you won it. Yeah. But now I'm actually awake of a night, paying for the podcast and watching it myself. Or at the Alicante show, I was there every day, the amateurs with my meals, watching all the shows.
Yeah. Ben, are you a fan of bodybuilding? I think you are, right?
A fan of bodybuilding?
The competitive body. I know you're a fan of the lifestyle, but I mean of competitive bodybuilding.
More so in the last 2 years.
Yeah. So I've always been a fan of it.
I was more invested in the lifestyle and that side of things. That's just been from day one. Yeah. And then recently it's more been transitioning over. And I say actually I got more into it when Luke and I were traveling, and then so maybe 5 years or so. But before that, I was the same as Nathan. I was a diehard football fan. It's football, not soccer. And so I would just watch any game on Champions League, Euros, World Cups. That's what my childhood was. And I didn't pick up a weight. I didn't pick up a weight for bodybuilding until I was like 25. Yeah. I was training for strength, but it was never bodybuilding.
So when you became a fan of bodybuilding, would you say is more because your friend, because Luke was doing it, so you became more of a fan of it?
Well, so I became a fan of bodybuilding because I wanted to get big. I decided to get bigger at that point.
No, not
the
steroids. No, not
then the competitive, the competitive. I became a fan of the sport once Luke and I started training, and then it was okay. Like, let's see who's around, who you up against, and then the bug started to catch. For sure.
Well, it's probably carried over now because now you've become friends with a lot more guys in the industry.
Now I literally I'm like backstage with the guys and I'm friends with them, and it's now I'm deep in it. Yeah. Now I'm literally like,
the more you age as well, Ben, right? Like, you can relate because the more our age and the more our genre, right? Because, you know, like I said last time, the guys like Dexter, like, you know, we're 29, 28, 27, they're like 44 on stage and they're old, and like, some people can't relate to that, you know what I mean? Because if you look at bodybuilding and you're, for example, prime example, Nick Walker, right? He's 25 years old, 26 years old. If Nick would have been around when like Dexter and the older guys and Victor was there, young kids wouldn't be interested because he's like, oh, I've got to be 45 before I'm getting 40. Yeah. Now, for me anyway, Nick, I'm interested because I'm like, fuck, this motherfucker's a freak. He's 25 years old at the fucking Olympia. A guy who's 19, like, shit, 6 years and against the Olympia. Yeah. So I think that for me made me more of a fan because it's a dream that's more achievable. Even though you can't. Even though isn't many kids who are fucking liking it because he's a freak, right? But in their eyes, they're 19 or 20. He's only 25. Mm-hmm. It's only around the corner. So they can relate to someone like that.
But again, the same thing, and I'm not like trying to pat myself on the back here, but I've had a lot of people reach out to me who are, I'm 33, and I've only recently really started to really push my bodybuilding in terms of my own efforts, and then winning the shows. Like, a lot of people are like, well, I'm 30, and so they're like, oh, it's not too late, because the young guns, I have to be bodybuilding since I was like, well, Fouad started like late teens. So a lot of guys who are in their like late 20s feel like they've missed the boat. Yeah. And actually, that's not the case either. So it goes both ways. There are some guys out there that can relate to me. Then, like you said, there's some guys the kids out there that are relating to Nick Walker and Hunter, like the young guns. So
but I think that's the beauty of like the lifestyle is there's no barrier to entry. And there's somebody there's somebody that relates to everybody, right? Like Nathan said, there's a 19-year-old kid who's like, fuck, Nick's only 26. I could be a pro one day too. Then there's a guy who's like never did it, but all of a sudden fell into it and was like, oh, fucking Ben, look how good Ben looks. I could probably do that in 2 or 3 years. And then there's guys my age who are like, well, fucking Fouad's 42. Maybe I could fucking still look good if I'm 42. So there's always like some demographic that can follow or enter into what we're doing. So I think it's cool, though. I think it's cool that all the new guys are coming up. I think it's cool. There's a lot of excitement. I've always been a fan of bodybuilding. I was in it from like day one, and it was weird because I hated bodybuilding. All of a sudden I liked it, and I've liked it ever since. So yeah, I don't know. We'll do one more and then we'll go. Actually, question. So today's supposed to be a rest day, but I fucking hate rest days. Should I take the rest day?
No, train.
I did not expect that answer. I guess from Nathan.
Bro. Arms. If you're bored, just go and do arms.
I did arms yesterday, so I was thinking I'd do like hamstrings today or something.
Fuck that. If you can't be asked train, too much effort doing hamstrings, do chest. Do chest.
Yeah, you're right.
Nathan, I got this Paramount piece you gotta get. Because you need a little bit more back. So I'm gonna help you.
Send it over then. Send it over.
This pair, I got it. 1 sec. I'm gonna find it.
Who'd you buy it off? Don't just text me. Text me.
Nathan, you need to use my guy, Tyler.
Yeah, he's good.
My gym's phenomenal now. I'm getting so many more pieces coming in.
Guy, who are you using? Tyler, who?
This guy called Tyler Rough House Refurbishment. Man, that guy, he's my client. He hooks me up.
Send me Instagram, WhatsApp.
He got me that three-way row, that Roger three-way row. And then he came right. And Hunter wanted one. He's taking Hunter one tomorrow. And then he also found me the have you ever used that Magnum, that Cybex row? The Magnum, it's like a really old plate-loaded one.
With the knee pads on it?
Yeah.
I'm after that. That's what I'm after.
I got one coming.
I'm after that.
What is that one? What are you guys talking about?
It's the Magnum. Search Magnum Cybex row, plate-loaded.
Okay, one sec. I got
it. It's the one with the knee pads either side of it.
That's what I'm after. And that comes out.
Nathan,
fucking golden.
I don't know if you can see that.
What's that one? I don't have that.
This one. So these convert, like they come down on an arc. But
Like
the one
like
I have,
circular.
yeah,
Like circular.
circular, yeah. But the one I have is pin loaded. It looks different. I'll take a picture of it and send it to you. But dude, it's like I've never felt a back contraction like I have on this fucking lat pull down. Like it's literally the best lat pull down I've ever used in my life.
Type in that Magnum.
I'll try and find it.
Yeah, this is the closest thing I could find to it. Mine's pin loaded though. Rotary lat. Rotary lat.
I've got a Panatta version coming, Panatta circular, but it's not as good as that.
Yeah, it's this one, I think. No, that doesn't. Yeah, and this seat moves around. The seat, you can turn the seat the other way too.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like a behind the neck type thing.
Yeah, so like I actually like it better the other way. So I turn the seat. This one's not the same one either, but it's like this. You can turn the seat the other way to do it behind the back. It's fucking. Honestly, Nathan, I never felt anything fucking like it. This is the exact one. This is the exact one. See these handles?
Yeah.
These handles are. Let me see if I can make it bigger. No, took me somewhere else. Fuck. Let me go back. Yeah, there we go. What the fuck just happened?
No, it's not going on.
Okay. So see these handles here? They're adjustable. Yeah. They're adjustable to make you can have a wider or closer grip. And then this seat here, if you hit this like leg pad right here, you can spin it around so you can do behind the back.
Fuck. I'm not seeing that before.
I'm telling you, man, the lat contraction with this is fucking crazy. So anyway, I'll stop going on about it.
Expensive or what?
I forget what I got this for. No, I got it off somebody who was very good to me. It was like, I don't think I paid more than $500 for it.
What?
Yeah, but he gave me a bunch of stuff that he had extra for cheap. So I think it's worth more than that, but he just did me a favor.
Type in that the Magnum Pro. It's a Cybex Magnum Pro. It is Cybex, right, Nathan?
Yeah, Cybex. It's Cybex.
Cybex is the best shit.
Cybex Magnum Pro.
This roll machine's the shit, bro.
This one?
Yeah.
That looks sweet. No, that's Magnum.
The one with the knee pads. Yeah, with the knee pads. Yeah.
This one down. Fair down. Black. It's black and red. Yeah, that's it.
Yes. Yeah. That's
one. The one.
I got one coming. That thing's.
But it's Magnum. Why did you say? Is it Cybex?
I thought it was Cybex, and it's just the Magnum range.
Cybex Magnum, right?
Yeah.
Is Cybex Magnum? No.
I thought it was.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't know.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Anyway, that fucking piece is phenomenal. I've got that coming.
Is it good?
Yeah. They had it in arm bros.
You need that in the gym, bro. You need that in the gym.
I have an Atlantis row now. This looks better though.
This is way better. Shit out of it.
But look, it comes out forward. You pull it right, and it comes out like that.
So really?
Yeah. And you can do the high. You can do a high row as well, and you can do underhand on it. Man, that thing. You got neutral underhand and overhand grip and wide grip. Like you can do the whole back on that thing. It's fucking beautiful. Badass. And then I did a single arm on it, and you can actually like draw down and get the lat.
How much pay for it, Ben?
You don't want to know. He'll kill me if I tell you.
Text me.
I'll text you, but I'll hook you up with him. He's phenomenal. I feel like I'll tell you, he's finding all my equipment for me. I text him. I'm like, I literally was walking around arm bros. I took a picture. You know that Flex Fitness lat pull down, the one that Sergio uses, the fixed bar.
Yeah, I like that one.
So he's hunting for that for me. I think he's found one for me as well.
Dorian's got one of those, man. It's fucking sweet.
And I don't pay much for it.
Send me his details, bro. Send me details.
He got me a bunch of Strive equipment too. Coming.
Yeah. Tell him I've got 7 Pro wins. You know, I'll hook him up.
Can you see this, Nathan?
Which one?
The one on the right here. See these 2 pieces here?
Oh yeah.
I got this tricep extension too. I normally hate these type of machines.
You hate them ones? Why?
I never get that good a tricep contraction from like this type of machine.
I get it good.
But this one fucking feels really, really good.
You know what's good in that one? The Cybex Eagle. Fuck.
This is Cybex.
Yeah.
The one I have. Yeah, this is the one I have. It's Cybex.
Yeah,
it's nice. Yeah. Okay, we'll do one more and then we'll go. Well, because we were going to do one and then we got off topic on the equipment. So sorry. Last one. Chocolate versus peanut butter versus pistachio flavored foods.
Oh, chocolate, peanut butter, pistachio ice cream. Bam.
He said
All of
versus,
them.
but you put them all together.
Yeah. Did you see ice cream the other day? The ice cream on my story?
No.
Remember the ice cream? You didn't see
No.
it?
What'd
I
you
had
eat?
ice cream in Q8. I had like 3 scoops of ice cream in it. I had pistachio, Oreo, and then like bubble gum. And then I had like
bubble
Well, you
gum.
had those together?
yeah, bro. Look, listen, you put it together and you
Sounds
mash it
gross,
all
man.
up. You mash it all up.
Bubble
and then
gum. I'm not a bubble gum guy.
Wait a
Put a
minute.
brownie in it.
Wait a minute.
Put a brownie in it, right?
1 second.
Brownie in it. I put 2 Kinder Buenos in it, and then put pistachio in it, pistachio sauce on it, and then I put Lotus biscuit cream with chocolate.
Ooh.
Bam.
Wait a minute. You put pistachio, chocolate, and bubble gum?
Yeah.
Bubble gum.
Yeah.
Bubble gum doesn't belong in there.
What's wrong with that?
You know, I'll never get used to that. I'll never get used to
Oh,
that.
hey, Nathan, I had a guy from the UK send me a care package, a guy called Tom Williams. He sent me a big parcel of chocolate hobnobs.
Oh,
Those-
they're the shit, right?
Yeah, I got a bunch of Twiglets because I can't get them here, and I fucking
No.
love those things. Are fucking no, you can't get them. And then you ever had those malt milk, the cow biscuits,
Yeah.
and I dunk them in tea. He sent me a couple boxes of those. I was fucking loving life.
Bro, yeah, you're missing loads. The only thing that's good in the States is the fucking cereal. Cereal's good, bro.
Yeah, they don't baked goods over here and biscuits are pretty average.
Yeah.
Is that the last question?
No, I like that fucking cinnamon. The cinnamon cereal, is it? Like
Cinnamon toast crunch.
Oh,
You
bro.
haven't had a chance. You haven't had a chance to try our cinnamon oat protein, have you yet? The
No,
cinnamon
not
milk. Yeah, you're gonna like that.
That
Well,
cinnamon
no one
toast,
can. No
cinnamon
one can.
toast cereal. Bam! I do a box of that easily in one go. Easily.
You ever had that cinnamon raisin toast, the bread?
Yeah.
That's good.
Ooh.
That's just good, right?
A cinnamon raisin. Yeah,
Oh,
that's good.
With a thin spread of butter on
That's
that.
like my
Oh
favorite.
my God.
That's like my favorite bagel.
See,
Yeah,
now I
cinnamon
can
raisin,
just
yeah.
get up now and go and eat one off my diet. Whoa.
When are you gonna lock in? Are you actually having like a bit of a break and then locking in?
10 days. 10 days.
Well, 10 days out, you're gonna lock in, yeah?
No, I wish. I'm not that quick. 14. But I'll probably start back on my diet Monday, Tuesday again. Yeah. So, but I'm not going wild. I'm like eating the meals, like 300 grams of cooked steak, 350 rice, and then probably have like an Indian tonight or two or 4 bars of chocolate. Not amazing, you know what I mean?
I
Like,
fucking miss Indian food, man.
not like a big chocolate bar, like fucking a Kit Kat, but now they're half the size, right? So like
Yeah.
Kit Kat or a twirl, watch the movie with the kids, just basic shit, really.
I miss a good Indian.
Yeah, bro. Biryani. See my biryani the other day on my story? Woo!
Yeah.
I had biryani on the Friday. So my show's on Sunday, right? I had biryani on a Friday, biryani on a Saturday, and then I fucking 5 guys on a Sunday. Bam.
Did you really? You
Man.
carved up on a biryani.
That was just fucking firing. It was like the car off Back to the Future. Bam, just fucking like a rocket.
Mate, I had that for 4 weeks, but it wasn't because of curry.
All right, I'm gonna ask one last serious question, then we'll go.
Okay.
Why do Jay Cutler's style of training, pyramiding weight up each exercise with a high number of fatiguing feeder sets and never really reaching failure, and Ian's style of doing minimal number of feeder sets and taking 2 sets to failure per exercise, both work to the same extent?
Myself, I train like Jay, just because I've never tried the whole Ian thing, going to failure on two exercises. I've always been told, and it's always worked for me, every first set, 10 to 12, second, 10 to 12, third, 10 if it can, and then, fourth, 10. If I get 10 on the fourth set, do another set,
Yeah,
put more weight on.
keep pyramiding. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I always train.
Yeah.
I've never set a goal out to do 4 to 6 sets per exercise.
Yeah.
Some exercises are 6 sets, some exercises are 4.
Yeah.
Totally depends where my body is on that day. But I think possibly, if you're pushing yourself on every single set, or Ian's pushing up on them 2 sets, you're still basically pushing the muscle fibers, right? So in theory, it should still work.
Yeah. Ben, what do you think, man? You're the coach.
Oh,
I know how you train. I know you think. I know.
I don't want to get. I wish you just left it chocolate and peanut butter.
Why? You have a different opinion. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, no, I know. I just don't want to get too deep down a rabbit hole with it. I just think, from my experience in coaching a wide range of level of athlete, from genetic responders to non-genetic responders.
Yeah.
I think if you can get away, if you can respond to that style of training, then great, perfect, really good.
Yeah.
I find that a lot of people will need to force the issue and create take things to failure a lot more to actually create growth.
But I don't think. Can I just interject for 1 second? Sorry, I don't think Nathan is saying don't take it to failure, because I trained that way for a really long time. The thing is, it's just a pyramid so that the last set is failure. So
I understand.
Just a lot more feeder, right?
I understand, but you're limiting the capacity of how heavy that last set is, right?
Yeah, because you burned out so much in the earlier sets.
Yeah, so the way that, say, myself or Hunter, Luke, James train, Ian, everything's with a view to maximize the final set.
Yeah.
Whereas the way that you, Nathan, Roman, it's and say Branch, it's accumulation.
Yeah.
Right. So you're accumulating fatigue, and then you're still hitting that failure stuff. Look, the bottom line and principle for any style of training is the ability to get to a failure state. Right.
Okay.
So ultimately, I will back down and say, you choose the style of training that you prefer, but take it to the fucking end when you get there, right?
But I think what you started to say is really valuable, because I want to assume where you were going with it, but you started to say, and I'm just going to paraphrase, you started to say, if your genetics can handle it, that's great, but not everybody can handle it. So maybe it's better to try this first, because I'm assuming people like me or Nathan or Jay Cutler obviously have better genetics, so we can get away with growing easier with that style of training, whereas somebody that might not have the genetics to get as big needs to do it a different way.
Yeah, and I think a lower volume output is better for the genetically challenged people to grow in muscle tissue, right? But
that makes sense.
The only way that can happen, and this is the bit that everybody misses, the reason why the likes of, say, Luke, Ian, James, etc., because it's not just a low volume. The volume that they're doing, it's with such intent and intensity that it makes up for the lack in volume.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
So it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, but it's what can cause more trauma.
And that's where I'm like caveating it was, I don't really care. If you enjoy one training over another, that's more important to me, because you're going to go and train harder. The point being, when you get to that last set or the heavy sets, that you have the gun to the head mentality, right? And you can fucking push past the mental pain, and you can keep going until there's nothing left in the tank. Whether that's the 7th set on that exercise or the 2nd set, I don't care, as long as you're putting the muscle under the stress of overload and failure.
Okay, right? So just a question then, and go back to this question before we wrap up.
Yeah.
So you were deciphering which style is better or better for what person. But the question, which is always interesting to me, is why does it fucking work anyways? Like, Jay Cutler's an amazing bodybuilder. Luke was an amazing bodybuilder. Dorian Yates was an amazing bodybuilder.
Yeah.
So, but they both have the equal amount of growth. So there's not really, is that say to everybody, hey, look, there's not really a perfect style. It's just whatever the best style is for you.
So, yeah, because I've done both styles.
Yeah.
And I know that when I put more into the 2 brutal fucking sets, and consistently do that, then I get more growth than when I do a higher volume. But
that could also be said for somebody else who maybe did a low volume.
Oh yeah,
but maybe is getting more. Nathan's falling asleep.
Nathan, I told him to stop at peanut butter and pistachio.
Okay, we're gonna stop peanut butter. That's fine.
No, go on. I'm just taking the piss. Go on.
No. We got our point across. It's just
yeah. It's like do what works for you.
Yeah.
But train your fucking ass off when you do it.
Yeah.
Myself personally, I'll take the piss. I've never trained in Ben's or James's way, just because like I've always trained the same way. For me, if I was to do that, like I don't know whether it's a mindset. I would think, because I'm used to pyramiding, right? I would think that I'm not training as hard because I'm not doing as many sets. So for me to do that, it would have to take not in my comfort zone, but I'd have to train with someone who's just as strong, but someone who's done that workout for a long time. Because
here's a question.
I wouldn't be sure whether I'm going to be on that point to where if I'm doing a pyramid set, I know like, you know, 5.5 plates on a bench press is my limit. Like I'm getting 6 out of that motherfucker. Do you know what I mean? So where
Nathan, say for instance you do a hack squat, what do you get? Like how many plates is your heaviest set?
Arsenal hack squat 9 plates, 15 reps.
Okay, so say for instance you did this style of training that James, Ian, etc., and we held you back, right, and just worked you up slow, and you got up to 12 plates and could do 15 with it. But like the 15th rep was just murderous, you know?
Yeah, I get it.
Like the next day you'd be like, holy fuck, my legs are fucking fried. Maybe just as fried as if you pyramid it up, because you can create the same amount of damage within that final set, you know? It's just horses for courses, you know?
But then doesn't that come into that argument come into play where failure is failure?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm saying I don't care. At the end of the day, I love training hard and heavy, right? But like and like keep loading the bar. I just fucking enjoy that, right? So for me, I'm like, okay, well, it doesn't really matter as long as that when I get up on that bar or whatever I'm doing, whatever weight is on there, and it's a work set, I'm taking it all the way to the bank.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Nathan. If I adopted Nathan's training philosophy for the next year and I pyramid it up, that's fine. And I'm pretty sure I could create growth with it, but I would have to create failure.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter whether you're doing 6 reps or 12 reps. If the final rep is absolute failure and you're creating that maximum amount of muscle tension and damage under load, that's where hypertrophy is going to, like, muscle breakdown, and then you recover from it.
So how many sets? So okay, Ben, quick question before we go off the topic. So if that's the case, right, how many exercises would you do for that body part? So for myself personally, I would go for like 5 to 6 exercises. If you're, you know, doing the way you're training, how many exercises do you aim for, like personally?
So on a body part, I'd like 8 work sets, so 4.
4 exercises, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I disregard like a warm up, so I would always start chest on, say, like a fly, and do like 4 sets of 15. 4 sets of 15. That doesn't count as throwaway. But then, so I would rather do 4 on, say, like a Monday, and then on like a Thursday or Friday, I would rather do 2 extra to increase the frequency. You know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, if it's a weak body part and needs bringing up, so say my back, I have a back day, and then I do a hamstring day with 2 back movements at the end of it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm the same with hamstrings now. I'll do hamstrings and I'll do 2 quad, and then 2 quads and hamstrings, yeah.
Oh, yeah, your quads are fucking weak. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
All right. Nathan, Nathan, go take a nap. Ben, I will talk to you.
Sourdough bread.
All right, guys. Have a good week. Talk to you soon.
See you guys.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.